Yeah.
Gucci up in this bitch.
Welcome back, baby. Episode 20, the Litmas Special, boys. Yes,
sir.
boys. Cheers, Merry Christmas, lads.
Merry Christmas, fellas.
Bro, I gotta keep this shit on my fucking mouth.
Yes, remember that. It's fucking hard to remember.
Yeah, yeah.
But anyway, we're back with Mobilicious, Moby Slick, bro. Welcome.
Number one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Thanks for coming, bro.
TJMR member. Now, I guess the first thing I want to really open with is, how do you think, Moby, your year has gone musically?
Bro. Amazing.
Yeah.
Wait, did my EP come out this year or last year? I don't remember.
This year,
man.
That's it's a milestone. I listened to that shit on the way down, bro, just because I just wanted to reminisce on it, bro. The best year ever.
Bro, Socials was in my top 5 tracks.
That's sick.
I love
That's
Drunk,
literally-
man. I'm way
shit
too
too
gone for your shit.
yeah.
I love
Bro.
that track.
Amazing. For all of us, even. Not just for myself, bro.
It was a good year for everyone.
Amazing, bro. We excelled as much as we could. I mean, we didn't blow up or anything, but fuck that. Because as artists, we evolved.
Oh yeah.
Hell yeah. Track with the game, bro.
Bro, it doesn't make any sense. That shit, it's still
fucked up.
because of how slow it is.
Yeah.
And it's not overnight success. It's hard to comprehend how much we've actually done. I think it feels like it doesn't feel lackluster. It does, but at the same time, though, when you actually look at it, I remember I messaged you the other day, bro, and I was like, bro, I don't know what it was about, but it was something that was just fucking mind. I think it was the game song actually. And I was like, bro, I can't believe we got a song with this cunt. But we just life goes on kind of thing. You know what I mean? It's weird as fuck.
It was weird because when I was in high school, we used to literally listen to on and on my dolls on top. And I'm gonna fucking. That was the game,
Dude.
and I was listening to that shit on repeat, going.
Hated the love of the underdogs on top, bro. That shit came on at work the other day, bro, and I was walking around. I was like, bro, me and Daisy got to fucking chuck with this motherfucker.
That's what I'm saying. That was the game, 50 Cent, Lil Wayne, and we've got a song with him.
That's weird.
I engineered that shit, and
That's
you cunts are
weird,
fucking
bro.
spitting
hard bars too.
It's
That's
good,
just hard.
man. It's fucking. It's a slow burn making music, man. But you gotta count your wins. Every win, every small win, man.
It's something.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I don't get it though, because then you've got people who claim that it's overnight success. That can't be true, eh?
It happens to some people.
Really, man.
It
For
can't.
some
Realistically,
people,
it depends, right? Because
Post Malone,
yeah.
Yeah, Post
But I
Malone.
feel like Posty probably had some shit that was prior, but he probably just deleted it all and reset after that viral. I feel like if something went completely and utterly viral, I might get rid of some of my oldest shit and reset from that point onwards.
Yeah,
not
I feel
all of
that.
it, but just not the stuff that's artistic, but any any throwaway or anything like that. I'll sort of just reset it, start from there, and then start releasing more along that line of the viral track, maybe. But I feel like, bro, have you seen Jack Harlow?
Oh, I love that.
Have you seen that motherfucker when he was in high school?
Yeah,
Yeah.
nah.
Bro, he was rapping and shit when he was 13 for making film clips and shit, bro. Just rapping about dumb shit sitting on the toilet and fucking.
Oh, really?
But he's been doing it for fucking ages, bro. But he
He always knew he was gonna be famous.
Yes, he did. Yeah.
always
He knew
knew
that shit. He moved to Detroit and then started. That next year, I reckon. After watching that video, we got to start doing physical. So not physical, but connections. We got to start going to studios. We got to start meeting people.
Meeting people.
Because if we meet an actual engineer, or if we went to a university or something like that, and somebody, I guarantee, lad, if someone heard anything from one of us or something that we're on together, they'd be like, these motherfuckers got it. And I want more established people, not established artists, famous motherfuckers, but established engineers, established, I don't know, studio owners and shit like that. People that work at Sony, people, you know what I mean? Those type of, we don't know anyone like that. We don't know any playlist owners. We don't know any radio hosts, none of that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Next year, I'm going to start even if it's USB fucking knocking on front fucking skyscraper doors and shit.
And
I'm
just
going to do that.
dropping USBs,
I don't give a fuck.
old school. Well,
I don't give a fuck.
another interesting thing then too that I'll ask you, DZ, me and Moby were together last weekend and we'll fucking, a couple beers deep and we're just talking about music and Moby had an interesting fucking take. Remember, I don't know if you remember this, Mobsy, because you were fucking blind. But
Yeah, the soju's, bro.
yeah, the soju's fucked everyone. But basically Moby said to me, he's like, man, he goes, I'm going to give it 2022 of just doing what we're still doing. Yep. And if we don't blow up in 2023, I'm just going to make radio music.
Yep.
I'm going to blow up off the radio music and then I'm going to just switch back to just doing what I've been doing. But I'm just going to have more fans. What do you think about? Do you agree with that, DZ, or do you reckon that wouldn't work?
I mean, I don't think it's going to get to that point, man. I really think if we just keep doing what we're doing, I feel like next year something is brewing, man. Something's bubbling under the surface,
yeah,
bro.
100.
This whole Trip Jacket crew thing, like Odd Future shit, man. That's
the thing. Aussie Odd Future, bro. We've been saying this for a fucking while, man.
The thing about doing that, right? It ruins you know how Tyler, he blew up off his artistry, right? And he's been evolving as an artist throughout the time. If I jump off I'm not by making like radio shit. I don't mean making cringe as like I'll still do. It'll still be cool as fuck, guaranteed. But I just tone it down with the lo-fi, tone it down with and just go more
mainstream sounding.
Maybe not young thuggy, fucking all that sort of shit. I can do that shit too. Like whenever I'm freestyling, bro, I can do stuff like that. It's just that artistically, it doesn't hit that fucking spot because I'm trying to make shit that sounds crazy as like different and fucking. So you're on the same boat. Like you both are on the same boat.
Yep.
However, to put the numbers up a little bit, bro. You know that new fucking throwaway that I just released? What's it called?
Oh, coming in hot,
bro. You don't understand. So many people. I made that, like, not the beat, but I made that in about an hour.
Yeah.
When these boys were out. Yeah. And I rapped it, spat it, fucking cut off, and I was like, you know what? Fuck, I'm just gonna put this on Spotify and Apple and shit. I asked the guy too, didn't reply, so fuck him. I'm gonna get sued. I put it up, bro, and so many people were like, bro, this is fucking crazy. This is nuts. Whatever. Like just random cunts and shit, like liking it and fucking inboxing me and stuff like that. But for my EP, the only people who hit me up were other artists and my homies.
Yeah.
Right? So like that, it's another thing with the singles and just like, and that track is really, it's still different.
Yep.
But that's a lot more like bar, chorus, bar, me talking about fucking how good of a fucking rapper I am and shit. Basic, very, very basic shit. People love it. And it's still cool, but people they don't want to hear about my feelings, bro. Like, I'm not big enough yet.
Nah, because
fuck. Like
DZ is right, man. Next year, 2022, I think the approach is gonna be, man, we just do singles.
Yeah, singles.
We fuck the albums off.
Singles.
That's what I'm doing, bro.
I'm talking. We have to go. It's gonna be hard, but we got to go like a single a fortnight.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm telling you,
off each other. Yeah,
that's.
And it's just quick stuff like coming in hot. Shit that you make in a couple hours.
Yeah.
Not sit there like what we do with albums and, okay, fuck, the drums here. No, okay, send it back. Okay,
fuck that, bro.
I don't like this. We just fucking do it and it's out. If it doesn't sound the best, who gives a fuck?
It. We just got tracks.
It's going to be someone's cup of tea. I already got 2 singles lined up. As soon as next year hits, I'm going to drop them every fortnight. Just a plain red background, small little white picture. That's it, and every 2 weeks, and then I'll compile them all into an album maybe, and then just release that.
Re-release it, yeah.
That's, Russ does that, Chris Webby does that, all these independent artists, that's what they do, man. That's how you build a solid fan base. That's algorithm, that's playing to the Spotify algorithm and shit, every 2 weeks, 2 weeks.
So that's the thing, next year as well, I've said this twice, next year, 100%, we jump in studios, like I'm talking red velvet fucking carpet, fucking 8 people at once. It doesn't matter who it is. We'll just invite either other artists or just homies and shit like that, and jump in the studio and do shit there. We bring beats, we bring drums, we bring everything.
Everything ready to go.
Separate samples, and we'll jump in.
And you just start spitting.
And right there too, right in the studio.
We do shit.
Freestyle.
We'll drink a couple beers.
That'd be fun,
shit,
man.
I reckon, and also film clips. I'm gonna save. I got like some savings. I don't know who, but I'm gonna get some like. What do you call it? Like proper directors.
Video, there's a lot of dudes around.
For good ones. For like, they're expensive, but they're like fucking $400, $500 bucks.
And
like,
to fuck around with the film, because I'm pretty sure too. Like, once you're done the shoot, you're then waiting on
him
the bloke, and if they've got other clients before you, you're just now in line, and the editing takes.
I feel like if we make a single a week, a single every fortnight, right, and one of them pops up for a little bit, like starts to get some traction, clip that, and then re-release that in a month or however long it takes to cunt. It shouldn't be more than a month. If it was, I'm getting my fucking money back. But and then release that clip and full proper like fucking HD motherfucking camera with like really good not just normie shit. You know what I mean? Like just like a typical fucking get all the boys together in a fucking front of a car for one clip and all that's fucking normy
I've always wanted to do a clip like that, man.
If we get if we get someone to cultivate that, bro, like the year would just go fucking really well, I think.
Man, it's gonna be hard though if you really think about it, man.
A
song a fortnight. That's a song a fortnight, man. Fuck me. I know we can do it,
but you can take breaks and shit too. Anyway, like you don't have to.
Like realistically, it's not set in stone for a song every 2 weeks, but that's what we aim for.
Like that could be a nice goal.
We can do a little fucking cipher here and there, and then we can take an extra week for that because we gotta wait for other people or something like that. Like we can have like semi breaks and stuff. I've already got so many tracks under my belt anyway, and the only reason I'm not releasing them is because what I was saying before about the artistry and how it feels to me. Because I've released these songs that have been like my heart,
your heart
coming out of me and shit, dude. You know what I mean? everything that I make now is like not up to that par, and I don't want to release it.
Yeah.
But I'm throwing that out the window for 2022.
Yeah,
and I'm
you
gonna make just fucking shit because people don't care anyway. I care, but people don't care anyway. They just want to hear me spit fucking cool bars and cool flows and shit like that, and like catchy fucking choruses. And I can do that easy, and I will.
Yeah,
you should, man. Just drop I drop everything.
Yeah,
everything I make, I drop.
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck. But like honestly, if I don't like it as much, I know someone else will. You know what I mean? And it's just
I
the
fuck
way
with that
it
though. I do fuck with that.
and it works, man. Like if fucking
that's literally our quickest way to fame.
Yeah.
That's our quickest fucking way, and it's just drop.
Grind.
Don't
drop your standards. You know, make it there's a certain level you got to reach. If it's
100%.
trash, then you just scrap it.
Yeah, but
then,
I feel like but with us too, we're also kind of past that point of making trash.
Hell no, bro. Every song that I make is fucking a bang bang, bro.
Let's be honest.
Yeah,
like
everything that I make is
like with my production and engineering skills, with your guys' fucking vocal like skills.
We've
that
been
are
in
out
it
of this
long
world.
enough. We've
like,
been in it long
doing
enough.
this. People, like we're not the free wise. The wise men and the free blind mice. We haven't been doing this for 30 years, but we've been doing this for, I'm going on 7 years now.
bro. I've been freestyling for fucking 10 years. Like,
bro, we were free, bro. You know how many videos I got on my computer? And this is just shot on our little Nokia phones of you freestyling at the netball courts and shit like that. And it's just a thing we've been doing for a long fucking time.
Yeah.
Before we even wanted to do music was just
been there.
It's been there.
Always.
It's been there.
It's the whole crutch of our friendship, bro.
It's literally how we become so close. Like the amount of times we'd be having a sesh and then all of a sudden, bro, I'm just like,
yeah.
And then this guy's freestyling and it was good.
Yeah.
Like, and we'd have people crowding around like at the parties and shit going. Like it was crazy shit, man. And then I remember, I'll never forget too, because we used to talk all the time when we were kids, man. We used to be doing the freestyle shit and the beatboxing, and then I'd go, man, fuck. If I just bought like a program and then we do what we're doing now, but just put it into this program, I think it can work. And we talked about it for years before we even did it.
Bro, it's crazy too, because we talked about it for ages, and then we got to it, and then we realized how fucking hard it was, and it took another 3 years to figure out everything.
To learn it.
Bro, you know what I mean? Like, we got onto that fine. We finally got the program. We learned a little bit how to do drums and shit, and then made a song, put it together, bro, and it just sounded like garbage. Like, like sonically, you know what I mean?
No, 100%, bro. I remember when you used to live at Hendo's before you moved, I think the second or third time, can't remember. You were living at Hendo's in Erskine Park, and we used to go over there and just drink and get fucked up, but make music. And me and you would be sitting there vibing, but it was literally just like, wow.
Yeah. We were like, fuck yeah.
And we were going, yeah. We were like, fuck yeah.
Yeah.
And it took us all night to do that shit. And then it kept evolving to what we are now, bro. And we're
at a point now where we're gone. Yeah, we're gone.
It takes time, man. It just takes
really
time.
does.
You got to start somewhere. Like,
it's the fact that we didn't have, like, I thought about this too. If we come from a richer upbringing or something, or the current time as well is a little bit different, but if we were 18 right now in a richer upbringing, we would have been on the road to this where we are now way quicker. Yeah, because we would have been able to buy studio time, buy beats, and Spotify and all the streaming shit and DistroKid and all that sort of shit is way bigger than what DistroKid wasn't around back then.
Nah.
So releasing stuff was SoundCloud only, and we couldn't even get on to streaming services and stuff like that. Like, there was no thing for that. You had to go through Sony and like get labels and all that sort of shit.
Yep.
So like, if we reset it back to when we started, we would have been in that shit already. But
our generation was a very awkward time, because if we were born any earlier, we would have been fucked, because that was the 90s where you would literally have to door knock with a little fucking cassette. And to studio and half the time they were just throwing it in the trash. Yeah. Like what Dr. Dre and Eminem and shit were doing. So if we were born a few years earlier, we would have been having to do that shit. Yeah. As we transitioned into the 2000s. But we were born in the year of where the internet was kind of right in the middle. Yep. Where the internet's been around for a couple of years, but there's not much happening.
Yeah. It was like,
so there was no DistroKid, no TuneCore. So I remember, like, specifically when I started, I was just I took the approach of what DZ was saying for next year. I was uploading dubstep songs on SoundCloud, and my girlfriend will remember this, bro. This is when I was going to bed at fucking 3 a.m. on work nights and shit. I was doing a song a week, and I didn't care how bad it sounded, but I was doing it specifically just to grow the numbers and the audience. So I was doing a song a week of just random ass dubstep songs, and it actually worked.
Wait, was that your
like Obscurity verse, that album?
That's nuts,
I was doing
that shit's nuts.
Horizon, all my weird drum and bass shit, and it actually like it low key worked because on SoundCloud, I went from literally 0 listeners to like almost 1K in under a year. Now it's obviously dropped because I stopped using SoundCloud.
Yeah, fuck.
But
SoundCloud.
I went from 0 to like 1K, and people like I've got songs that they've got like 50,000 plays and shit.
Yeah.
And they sound like shit.
There was again, we're talking about the time
like
too.
Shit.
Right, you know what? A lot of the underground shit back on SoundCloud, everything sounded like shit.
Yeah.
Anyone who
Changed, man.
people didn't understand mixing and mastering. People didn't understand any of that shit. Like the times have changed, but
the thing about that too, like what you were saying, how back then in the 90s and shit, you had to literally, you had to put a lot more work in to be heard. But these days, the only problem is it's so oversaturated.
Yeah,
there are so many cunts who are garbage.
Everybody is a singer or a rapper or a producer.
And that makes people, you go, oh yeah, I sing, and you're actually good. But then they're so used to hearing shit. Yeah.
Bruh, that's why I don't tell motherfuckers that, like, I tell people at work now, right? After I got that EP, because I've realized, fuck, that EP is nuts. Like, it's artistic. It's good, it's amazing. But I start to tell people now, but I wouldn't tell people before because I know that they were just putting myself in that box of like, that's the reason I started singing too, was because I was so... It
rapping?
It sounded so shit to say, yeah, I rap. I was like, yeah, so does every other motherfucker too, bro. Like, so does everybody else. So I started to like, and I knew that I could sing a little bit too if I found my own key and stuff. But yeah, that's the reason I started to like really work on that shit, because I wanted to say that I was a singer / songwriter. That's why I did the Feed the Fiends and those kind of like out there tracks where I write like in a specific genre. So I started doing that stuff so I could call myself, rapper, singer, songwriter. You know what I mean? Like,
rapper, singer, songwriter.
I still don't tell people I make music unless you find out. I'm not gonna tell you.
I've started to tell at this point. I'm like, fuck it, bro. And everyone at my work knows that I made SOS Only. They play that shit on the fucking work speakers and shit. That's just crack. That's just actually crack. It's cool, but man,
that's what I'm saying. Like DJ was saying just before you come, Moby, that I feel like we're so close to victory. I can taste it.
Yeah,
like, I can literally taste that shit. Like we're knocking on that door and it's opening, but it's just not fully open yet to let us in.
Just keep going, man.
We're there. Like,
don't lose your focus.
Yeah.
Don't lose your focus.
Keep going.
Like we've got hardcore fans and shout out to everyone. Like I know there's some fans that are full on fans.
Yeah,
like waiting for.
Bro, there's a motherfucker on your Instagram. I don't know what your name is, bro. It starts with a Z. I don't know.
Oh, ZX, bro. Shout out again to ZX, bro.
You're a fucking bro.
I know you're watching this, bro.
I have no idea who the fuck this guy is, bro. And I see him go Trip Jack Mafia all day, bro. I was like, you're a fucking mad cunt.
He's been here since day one.
That's sick.
Like he's a day one, 100%.
Fuck with that.
Shout out, bro. Honest fucking legend.
Shout out Wicked too. Wicked as well.
He's also making music and stuff.
You guys, man. There's been a few. There's a few now, man. We're getting up there, bro. I'm telling you.
Right, those fans are like those. Like that's what starts this shit.
That's what starts. That's
they're
what
like,
gets.
I'll never forget those motherfuckers.
That's the momentum.
Ever.
That's the momentum.
They're the ones we fly out. Like, you know,
they come partying with us and shit.
They
boys, hey,
they saw the vision, man. They saw the vision, man. They saw the vision.
That's the thing. They've taken the time out of their day to like, you know what? Insane. Like our music is amazing though. So it's not like it's not like if you stumble across us and you're into our kind of music, bro, you're gonna be a fan. I guarantee fucking to it. If you stumble into what we make and you're a fan of that, whether it's lo-fi rap or
you have to like something,
or you have to. And
we do so much,
bro. Holloway, motherfucking the Aussie Ed Sheeran and shit, bro. Like, we've got that's the best thing about the crew. Bro, I seen by Steven today. He posted some Instagram story, bro, looking fresh as fuck
in the rain. That's
kicks and shit. I was like, bro, our crew is hectic. We got a full on like fucking a proper
diverse,
crew.
bro.
It's a proper roster.
It's true diversity too. I see motherfuckers all the time posting on like YouTube of like other artists, and they make a song that's a bit different. Like I'm talking, it's still the same shit, but it's just like, bro, and everyone's like, bro, you're the most diverse cunts ever. You're so diverse, bro. And
we're here doing drill mixed with melodic rap. Doing
the thing is that separates us from other people is the crew, man. A lot of people are doing this by themselves. They're doing the music thing. They're doing it by themselves. We have a full-on fucking record label crew. Yeah. Like, man, this is like real Odd Future shit. No one else is doing that.
You know Brockhampton or no?
Oh yeah,
same shit, bro.
Yep, same
Brockhampton's like a very, very, very like I look up.
Don't they got like 30 motherfuckers?
They do.
As well in the crew?
They had like I don't know what site it was, whether it was Reddit or something like that, fucking Tumblr, one of those sites, and they were 30 or like we'll say 20 fans of each other's music, and that's it. They were just like sharing each other with each other. Like
that's how it started.
And they're like, you know what, fucking. some of them were well off, like really well off. They're like, come out to LA, we'll all get a fucking drink together and we'll just make music and shit and make videos and make. So they had video, they already had everything set up, the producers, everything like that. Yeah. They got out, and then when with that, like how with the diversity and how big their fucking crew is, they blew up because of like. Bro, look at these motherfuckers with 20 different people, bro. Singers and fucking...
Some of them only do the ad-libs in the back. Some of them don't even...
See, that's the thing too, is that...
They're just Brockhampton. Like, it's not... We're all separate. We all do our own shit, but we're still Trip Jacket.
That's the thing as well with us, though.
It's more Odd Future-ish.
There's no doubt in my mind that if we did that same thing where we've gone, okay, us three, Holloway, By Stephen, Izzy Locks... Strong Maurice, we all fly. Okay, fuck Sydney. We all fly to Queensland. We get a little fucking. We rent a little house between us, a little 6-bedroom place. It's only like what $150 each, and we just fuck the work thing off for even half a year,
6 months,
and we just fucking grind. I'm talking every day, beats, videos, Instagram shit. We go out and we pump it. I'm telling you, we blow up in under 6 months. There is no doubt in my fucking mind.
The skills there.
But the problem is that...
I got to pay to find the fucking bills.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Everyone, we got bills to pay.
Artists do that too. I know a lot of artists who go, fuck it, I'm taking a year off, give me 1 year.
Chillin' It did it.
Chillin' It did that. He was working tradie.
It worked.
He said, fuck it, give me 1 year.
Focus on it, lad. Like, to make that EP to finally, like, I took... a month off at the start of coronavirus in 2020.
Oh yeah, you did
to write that, and then I took another month off to mix, master, and really cultivate it together. Because I come home from work, bro, and I can make little throwaways and shit like that, but I couldn't give my full attention.
A lot of time.
I need my full attention on that shit, like especially for an EP. I want to do that, bro. I want to take time off, bro, and fucking.
I got time off right now, so that's what I'm doing. I'm focusing, man.
Well, that's why at this next year, especially DZ's gonna hard carry again. Because, like I said, he's not working at the moment. But like for me, like honestly, boys, if we didn't get rained out, we would have had to can the podcast.
Yeah,
and that's just a podcast.
Yeah, it's work.
The work is seriously, it's deteriorating my brain,
bro,
very slowly. And I'm talking not just because of the job I'm doing. It's going to get to the point where I have to take that leap of faith and go, I'm sorry, I need to have a year off and just do this music shit.
Yeah.
And at least if it doesn't work out, it's like a weight off my chest. I can go, okay, fuck. I gave it a mad crack.
Bro,
and I'll go back to shoveling shit wherever. I don't give a fuck.
You take a year off, lad. It's gonna.
But I'm telling you, but I know for a fact that I will fucking blow up.
There's no way it doesn't work. It's not even about blowing up. You build like what I think is very feasible for us next year. Like, look at guys like all the people I listen to, Chris Webby, Mercules. Those guys, they're very successful, but they're not famous. You walk up to someone on the street, chances are they don't know who they are.
Yeah.
But these guys, I've seen Chris Webby's house.
Exactly what I want.
He's got all these arcade machines, and he's got a fucking home arcade, and shit. He's got 2 koi ponds in his house. He lives in a madhouse in the forest.
Is he independent?
Yeah, independent. That's exactly, and that's all you need, man. You just need a strong, dedicated fan base, and we could easily get that.
Easy. That's the thing. I've seen this.
Very doable.
This band or like duo, I guess, from UK called Litany, and they're the same, bro. On Spotify, they got like fucking, I don't know, 30,000 listeners.
That's all you need.
And that's all you, bro. These motherfuckers are traveling all. I mean, they're from the UK, but they do Europe and shit, and then they pay the bills with that sort of stuff. Go back and then take a year off and make an EP and shit. Like, that's all we need. I don't want to be Drake. Fuck that, bro.
Nah.
I don't want to be fucking massive. I don't want to be Travis Scott and shit, bro. That shit requires like selling out hardcore, selling your soul hardcore, bro.
Nah. See, we don't want to be Drake and Travis Scott, but we also don't want to work this shit that
just
we're doing.
Live comfortably.
We just want to be in that middle where we've got that fan base and the music is giving us a couple grand a week, and we can survive. I can survive on that.
Easy.
I can survive on $1,000 a week.
Give me a couple hundred a week.
Bro, no. Yeah, I quit my job.
Nothing,
bro. If I quit my job 100%, when I make off the music, if I could make minimum 40, 45, I'm quitting my job.
Yeah.
I'll live like a bum. I don't give a fuck. Because if I live like a bum without work on that 45 and I'm making that, the shit that I can make because I don't work anymore will just make me even bigger.
Yeah, we'll just
focus. And a thing about us too is we've got the Trip Jacket merch, which it looks like dope fucking clothes, man. Like, that is shit people don't even know our music would buy. So then you do the merch, you do all this shit, we make a Patreon, and you get the avenues coming in, and that's just money, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's very doable.
Donate to my PayPal so we can buy a fucking camera.
We should do a Patreon or something, bro.
Yeah, we should. I'll send my nudes on that shit.
Yeah, bro.
Boys, we back.
Okay, pics and shit.
If you're watching the video, the YouTube video might be a little bit cut in and out because the camera sucks balls. There's no memory, but whatever. Anyway, okay.
Merry Christmas.
Let's do it, yeah, boys. Let's do it.
Fucking...
Shall we do our Christmas?
Yeah, let's do
Our
that.
Christmas cocks?
Yeah.
Wait, I got a fucking.
Oh, I got some bling.
I got a Pepe frog.
With the dick ring.
Is that made of plastic?
All right, well, okay, let's hand our presents out because we got in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah.
Okay, so DZ, you said this one was for Mobsy.
Give that to Mobsy.
I only bought one present because I thought we were doing like a name out the hat thing.
No, I didn't. To be fair, I already had this, but I feel like
bag as well, bro. Well, wait, you still like someone's gonna get the other gift. So you guys scissors paper rock, and I'll give you the gift that like was supposed to be for the Kringle. You know what I mean? Like, so scissors paper rock right now, and I'll give you that one, and then whoever gets the other one gets the other one.
All right.
Oh wait,
on
three.
three. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Oh,
1, 2, 3. Fuck.
Yeah, okay.
Alright.
So wait, who's the winner?
He won.
Okay, so you can
Alright.
you have the something you can. Oh my god, there's fucking cat throwing shit all over it. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
You can put that somewhere. The fucking cool Star Wars hat.
I like
now,
that.
Now, what
shit.
I got you, DZ.
Yeah. Thank you.
Was actually.
Damn, I like that.
When I went to the store and I got my t-shirt, there's actually another one.
Oh, yeah.
That's dope.
Right.
I fuck with that.
Yeah. Because I wasn't gonna wear this,
Alright.
and I was like, fuck it. But I seen two, and I was like, fuck it. It was the last two. So like,
Yeah.
I like that. I
Yeah,
actually
rock
fuck
that
with
shit.
that.
Rock
That's
that
dope.
shit. Hard.
Alright.
Open mine or no?
Yeah.
Fuck
Bust it open, bro.
You don't know me, but you know my face. Fucking hell. Oh, that's gonna get DMCA'd.
We get sued on.
Oh, bro, I can't be rap that shit, my bro.
Yeah, bro. I like rapping shit, bro. It's fun,
you're
man.
good too. You know how I rap shit, bro. I get the wrapping paper and I put it like this, and then I spin it in a circle. And then I just
That's what this idiot does.
that's sick.
Oh yeah, every kid's on every kid's wish. It's loaded too, bro.
Oh, is it?
Wait, it's got caps in
Bust
it.
that fucking thing.
Oh, yeah.
Guys,
Hey, now we're going to be famous. Well, with a fork and a bing,
I don't know why. I went to the $2 shop and I almost got a bow and arrow instead of that. But
Oh, that is actually cool, bro.
Thank you very much.
there's more bullets in there.
what's
too,
that,
bro.
baby?
Oh yeah,
Sick. Thank you,
Yeah,
bro.
I thought-
I'll be smashing my green tea too.
Yeah,
This
yeah.
is awesome.
yeah.
Well, my present, boys.
We're
I
gonna
think you're going to have to rock off, or you can, I don't know.
Yeah, true. Rock off. You gotta keep
I got
that
my on
shit.
three.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Fuck,
Oh.
man. I'm off my game,
Yeah,
bro.
bro, that's two losses, lad.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oh, that's fucking
That's-
sick,
what the fuck,
man.
dude?
That,
Why?
but battery's not included.
That's fine.
It's a
What's
little
the battery
it's
do?
a little light up dragon. It lights
No
up.
way, bro. You should have put the batteries in it so
You can
we
put that on
have
your
a look.
So whoever
That's
put it on
fucking
their
cool.
Is it gonna be green?
See, if I knew we were doing the double, I would have bought two of them. But I didn't know. I thought we were doing a one each and then name out the hat thing. That's what we agreed
Well,
on.
I was
Fucking-
I was
we
gonna
did.
bring. I
That's my
figured-
fault. That's my fault because I bought two gifts.
Well, I got.
Well, you both did.
Because
With
I
two
thought
gifts.
you don't have a mug or nothing.
No,
do
no,
you?
no,
Yeah,
no,
well, That's
no.
why I thought I had that at home. I thought. Fuck
I was
Mozzie
thinking,
could-
right? What I wasn't gonna tell you guys about the two gifts, and I was gonna pull out the T-shirt and be like, haha, and be like, nah, but I got another one, but I couldn't
Yeah.
hold myself to.
Yeah.
Not
Nah,
tell you
that's
guys.
fine. That's fine.
So we got a gun.
Yeah.
Every
Got the gun?
kid.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
How many bullets in
I
this
don't,
shit?
there's like maybe 6. There's more in the fucking box. There's more caps in there, but you got to load it.
Have
It's
you ever shot a gun?
Yeah, we did
At
in
a range?
Uruguay. I shot
Yeah,
better
in
in
South
Uruguay.
America, yeah.
What did you shoot?
Rabbits and
Cans. We were
shit,
shooting
yeah.
cans and we went
Cans,
hare hunting. Yeah,
rabbits.
Wait, with like a rifle? Or?
Yeah, proper
rifle.
gun, yeah.
Rifle.
Bro,
yeah, man.
our first day there, do you remember? This guy was so young. We rocked up and we went to go meet our cousins for the first time. And we walked in this backyard and they were all there shooting birds at the sky.
Yeah,
And this
our
guy freaked
cousin had a
out.
pistol.
This
And
guy started crying.
also,
like,
Yeah.
you guys smelt real
That
guns.
shit's, bro, like the first time
And
I
I
seen
was
a
like,
real gun,
oh.
I was in because I've never shot a gun myself, right? But I seen a real my old man went to a shooting range in Grafton, somewhere around Grafton, and they had like like magnums or whatever. you call
Magnums
them.
and shit. Yeah, yeah.
Right, and it was this was not too long ago. I was like maybe like 20, 21, and I was literally like in fear.
Yeah.
I was like 8,
I was
bro.
like, I was like, these motherfuckers holding like an actual fucking killer, like a
kill ya.
long range
They'll kill
distance
ya.
killer, bro. And I was like, this shit's kind of fucking. I don't fuck with guns.
No, it's not cool.
in Uruguay too, we went to. They're ruthless, man. We saw
yeah.
them skinning sheep and shit hanging
That's
off
cool.
his legs. And
That's
all.
some fucking hardcore
it's not,
shit.
It's fucking.
That's
Alright.
scarring as an 8-year-old.
It's
though,
fucked
bro.
up. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
All right, it's out of cap.
Well,
Look at
boys.
smokes out the front and shit. That's cool.
So I've got a question here from one of the boys at work. Shout out Jarmando from Chester Hill.
Shout out you, brother.
He's my favorite gardener. But anyway, he has an interesting question. So this is just on the topic of still on the music before we start diving a little bit down the rabbit hole, because I've got some topics that are a little bit like whack.
Yeah, mine are a bit different.
So just one more thing on the music, I guess. He asked me. He said, "Is too much content just as bad as not enough content?"
Hell no.
No.
There's never too much
definitely
content.
When you're a nobody like us, if you're not posting once a day, no one.
I'm on that lazy shit, bro. You carried me all year. Like you carried me all year because I'm on that lazy fucking grind, bro.
Another thing I was gonna say too is, Mobsy, for me and you as well, that Discord's a fucking distraction.
I know. The whole thing.
That month of November when New World come out, I didn't open FL once.
Yeah, it's fucked.
I
jump on the computer instead of making tunes
we have
and
to
shit.
we have to make up some set days.
I know, yeah.
Where we don't go.
I've already started distancing myself
hard.
from it. It's so hard.
Well, it's like in China, bro. Kids can only play half an hour of games.
Yeah.
Anyway, in terms of the content thing, you might lose a couple people if you're posting every day because they say this cunt's annoying, they unfollow you.
No,
but the amount you gain is a lot
way more
better. Yeah, man. Because if people don't like something or they don't like what you're posting, they just ignore it. But then you have the potential to reel more people in with everything you post.
Yeah, 100%, bro. More content, more fucking shit to post, more revenue to bring in as well. Like it works out. It does work out way better. Fuck, I'm not talking to the mic, bro.
The more the better. There's never too much content in my opinion.
The one person who backed that up, bro, is that Russ cunt. Russ dude.
Russ. Yeah, he was doing that crazy shit.
He palms it, lad.
Well, yeah, just because I posted this on Instagram. So shout out again, ZX. There he is. He says quality over quantity, which I don't agree with when you start out. Like I said, because quality for us, because we're nobodies and no one cares, we don't have.
But the quality doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, you need both. You need quality and quantity.
But we don't have time to be sitting here and releasing. Yeah, okay, I can make 2 songs in 1 year and they can be the best shit ever made in Australia.
They're gonna get as many views as one. It doesn't matter.
It's not gonna do fuck all for me.
Yeah, it's about, at the moment we gotta be focusing on getting a fan base
and pumping it out.
Yeah, and literally, and the more songs you release, the more chance you have of doing that. It's literally the chance of getting an extra follower or getting an extra whatever else. And if you're an artist and you're a well-made artist, go hard. Have 3-4 years off, bro, and then release an EP.
Like Kendrick Lamar.
Drake can make 1 song a year and he's still going to make millions off that one song. But for us, no, it's a waste of energy and time.
It's got to be good,
not going to,
but it doesn't have to be perfect. You know, you need both. A little bit of both.
You got to find the middle ground, bro.
Hell yeah.
So another one, Nathan Oyen says yes. So again, we disagree with that. See, it's all the normies who don't make music who think.
Yeah.
But
it's impossible to put it's impossible to fucking.
Yeah.
You know what it is as well for me, right? It's harder to advertise your music when you're posting music every single day, right? So like for new followers and for new fans, it's great, but it becomes for the fans that I already have, it becomes a thing where if I'm releasing everything all the time, then the fans that I already have, they get over
like what, annoyed or
they get overstimulated by how much shit I put out consistently, and it becomes there's a middle ground, right? There really is a middle ground. There's a middle ground between if I release a song every single day, I guarantee the fans that they'll be like, oh, I don't want to listen to this.
They're not going to hear every single song.
They're going to miss them, and then they might get, but like I feel like for me the gaps in between make people kind of like they kind of forget. They kind of be like, okay, cool. And then when I release something, it's like, oh, he's back again. Let's go to that. And that's for already my fan base. However, my fan base is so fucking small that I shouldn't be doing that shit anyway. It's great. I've kept those fucking small fan bases
loyal people
happy. But like it's not for growing as an artist. It's the worst idea ever. And we need to focus. That's what we're saying in 2022. We need to start getting connections. We need to start getting
pumping it out and
new fans.
Well, that's the thing too, because I've told you this so many times, Moby, is that out of all of us, you were the only one who was the most consistent when it came to the listeners. Because on Spotify, I'd check that shit, every couple of days. And example, me, DZ, Izzy Locke, Spy Steven, we'd fluctuate. Where one day, when we released the album, obviously we know that you had the issues with your promotion stuff. But anyway, at one point you had 8,000 monthly listeners. At one point I had 4,000. By Steven at one point had 6,000, and then it dropped back to 100, then back to 1,000. But Izzy Locks is the same. Izzy Locks at one point skyrocketed to over 3K, and then now he's back down to 200. But you were the only one. You stayed between 500
500
and 510.
Yeah.
And it did not go up, it did not go down. So that goes to show that there's 500 motherfuckers listening to moeb like
consistently
on their Spotify shuffle.
From the day we did Drown, you've had 500. 500. Like these cunts are listening to you like on rotation. 500 people.
That breaks it down to what I said before about because I disappear, they don't get oversaturated. However, I need new fans. I need new ones. You can get new ones through features and shit too. Like ever since I've done the Strommer Race thing, not even numbers wise, but there have been people who followed me on Instagram and shit because through Strommer Race or through you guys.
He's huge, bro. Strommer Race is killing it.
However, no. It's like he is massive as fuck. But what it is, it's his features.
The features.
His actual the album didn't get that many plays.
Nah.
His singles don't get that many plays. His albums don't get many plays. But when he's done features with
crazy
motherfuckers on the,
features because he's making crazy beats.
He's good at what he does. He's very good.
The whole and then he plays
lo-fi shit
and people, especially people who can sing like yourself, mate, kill those beats. Well, one more thing too. The last person that responded to that question was Lydia. Thank you. She said, yes, this is the only one I agree with. She said, never. If you're interesting and cool, the more content is better.
Yep.
Your personality is as much important as the content. That's why we already got a leg up on most people doing a podcast as well, on top of the music.
On top of the music, man.
I thought that driving here, bro. I sent my dad first podcast that I had with Shaman on here. I was like, Dad, you got to listen to this, man. And I skipped through it a little bit, and we're saying at one point, I think you said it, Iggy, that back in the day, like we weren't quote unquote the cool kids, right? We're always the weird motherfuckers. But I was driving here, I was thinking about that, bro. We are cool as fuck, bro. I don't give a fuck.
We are no.
We are the cool.
We are cool.
I'll back my shit up fucking hardcore, bro. I'm cool as fuck, and so are all you cunts. I don't care.
100%. No,
we got style, bro.
Yeah,
we got
cool as shit, bro.
Man,
like what we're doing, like I was at work and I was thinking about it, right? Because a lot of people, not a lot, but like some of the younger guys there, they know that I make music and shit, and no one else is like, everyone just goes home, fucking watch TV, and like I've got fucking music. I've got an album that'll be there forever and shit. Like it's fucking sick.
It's set in
leaving
stone,
a legacy, man.
Cool
You're doing
fuck,
something,
bro. Like
you're doing something.
But yeah. Our image is cool as fuck too. Like we got that shit.
I mean, without painting the boat, like we are coolest. Like we are the coolest people around because we're doing shit with ourselves. But when we were in school,
hell no,
it wasn't seen as cool. When you're in school, you were cool if you had your hair. Your hair was spiky. You wore fucking Reeboks.
That popular shit.
And then on that subject, I was literally thinking about this today before you two come. See this shirt I'm wearing? It's a weird ass shirt. It's got like tie dye on it, right? Back in school, just because I wanted to fit in and be popular, I'd never wear something like this.
Yeah, hard.
Had to be branded.
Yeah,
had
some Henleys shit.
Had to make
like
my mum spend $50 on a shirt, and I'd never wear this. But now, as I've gotten older, I fucking love this weird shit, man. I love this tie dye shit.
One person who done that for me, bro, was Tyler. Remember when Tyler came out and we were like, well, not Tyler came out, but we started listening to him and shit. He was doing that thing where he was himself. Yeah, and for some reason,
that was cool.
He changed the whole generation,
bro. Because of Tyler, I was wearing fucking long socks for a period in high school. Long white socks with fucking...
Remember in high school, you would never be caught dead wearing long socks.
No. But to be fair, I never was the cool kid. I never gave a fuck about... I always tried, but
fuck like... that shit, though. That's the coolest shit. But then these days, right, not with everyone, but in this current generation, it is super fucking cool to be yourself. That's the best thing that's happened in the last, like... fucking, I don't know, maybe 10 years or whatever.
Only good thing to come out of the 2000s.
Yeah, it's being yourself.
It's gone back to being yourself.
Individuality.
Cool.
Yeah, and being your own person is now the sickest thing ever, bro. And being like a normie is not fucking cool. Like, hard, G.
Being a normie, but
well, to some people it is. Like, I mean, you still got the drill. So, like, there are a lot of people and people wearing Gucci shirts and shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a certain trend that people still do try to follow.
There's still trendiness.
I don't get it, but like, why would you want to wear?
You might be right. Maybe it's only cool to me. Maybe that being individual is only cool to people who like to be an individual. There's still trendy motherfuckers out there, but there's still trending music. There's still TikToks and trending, like all that sort of shit. So maybe you're right. Maybe it hasn't changed.
I never understood that. Like, why would you want to buy a shirt because everyone else is wearing that shirt? Like, what? That's never vibed to me. I never understood that.
It's very strange, eh?
Yeah.
It's very strange. And I feel sorry for the parents. Like, because my mum, especially my mum, I used to have the coolest shoes. And my mum would be like, what the fuck? Like, why would I spend $160 on these Nikes? And now Nikes are like $300.
Yeah.
But back then, they were like $160. My mum was like, man, why the I'm like, we could just go to this shop and a random little $2 shop. I can buy 10 pairs of shoes that look okay.
And
but you want this one pair of Nikes that cost $160.
Yeah.
And I had to have them.
It's weird.
Had to have the Nikes. Have to have the Nikes. Just because everyone else in the school had the Nikes. Because the girls thought it was
That's what
attractive.
it was as well. Bruh, for me, like back in the day, I used to rock fucking, like my parents had no money, right? We were fucking broke because we had fucking
You were the only one rocking your own shit, bro. That's when I first met you. I was like, this motherfucker is the strangest guy. But then I realized
strangest
you're
guy.
the coolest guy I've ever met.
The strangest guy.
I remember when we met, like, and I was rocking some dumb ass, like, my dad had this fucking, like, I found it in our back shed. It was like a Nike, a big puffy fucking Nike jacket with this grey hood on it, right? And it was like 6XL or some dumb shit. And I'd rock it, and it was like this big, and I'd be walking around St. Clair with that on this shit, just not giving an absolute fuck, bro. Like, I love that shit.
That shit's cool, man.
Yeah,
So
I like
be
that
yourself,
shit.
Be yourself, man.
Be yourself.
You stand out, man. People remember you.
Yeah. Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you blend with the crowd too much, bro. I'm trying to blend. Fuck that. Fuck that shit, bro. It's cool being a character. I realized that the other day, right?
Being a character.
I like there's the people who I get along with at work. Speaking of, because this is like the most normie setting that I'll get to is obviously spending 8 hours or 40 hours a week at work. And the people I get along with are literally the characters. People who are characters, like have not outstanding personalities, because you can be a shy motherfucker, bro. But if you own that shyness and it's yours, you're a character. You're a part, like, you know what I mean, like a part
There's
of a movie scene.
them.
You know what I mean, like. But you can tell the characters to the people who are just
The NPCs.
bro. The other day, lad. Fuck, I was in the car. And I was driving up the road, and there was like a family or whatever. Or, no, it wasn't a family, like a couple. It's just a couple with a baby, and they got out, and I was listening to their conversation, bro. And I was thinking the whole time, bro. I was like, bro, they're NPCs. I was like, bro, and I'm looking at them going, what the fuck, bro? And I don't know what the conversation was about exactly, bro. But they're just talking about the most.
Bland.
Bro, and it was like,
good morning,
like,
honey.
Yeah, no,
How was your day at work?
literally shit like that. Like, yeah, I was on TikTok today, and I seen this meme. Like, it was just so weird to me, bro, because I've never had those types of like super normal conversations.
Me
like,
neither.
Even my mum and my dad and whatever else, bro, we talk about like the craziest shit, like just out there stuff. Even this conversation right now, like, it's more in depth, but it's hard to find people. My dad said this the other day. The way that we think, or the way that, I'm not gonna say non-NPCs, but especially my homies and people that I get along with, we have a I don't know how to explain it, but he said it. It's a philosophical mind.
Everyone's like a character. Like,
I feel a very philosophical way of thinking and talking and having conversation and shit like that, bro. And that shit's rare as fuck.
Let me tell you, most people, right, are living here at the shallow surface, you know? And then majority of people, and then there's a group of people, much less of the population, that are a lot deeper, man. And we talk about fucking aliens and thinking about deep space, and we're fucking around. We have something. You look in someone's eyes and you can see behind their soul. Yeah. And you got those people that are miserable, they hate their life, they're angry, and they just go through life fucking, don't bother me, fuck this, I hate work. And then you got people who genuinely enjoy life, and you can see it in their eyes, man. You can instantly know.
Yeah, hard, bro.
Like, stay away from these NPCs, bro. I'm telling you, man.
It always resorts back to work, because my biggest pet hate, and I've probably said this on like 20. I think I say this on every episode of FireCast. My biggest pet hate is when you talk and people, you know, they're not listening to you,
bro.
And man, that fucking to the point where it gets me. I just want to, like, at work, it happens to the point where I'm just like, man, I can't mentally do this. You speak and you're looking at them, and they're looking at you.
It's nothing.
But their eyes are darting around, and like you can tell they're wandering. And then you speak, and then you either flat stick, don't get a response, or they then just go, oh yeah, so anyway, I did this,
bro.
this.
You know,
and I'm like, wait, what?
You know, I
just asked you a question, cunt.
Yeah. bro.
Pistol whip your ass with his goddamn pistol, baby.
Merry Christmas. So. My realization on the fucking on my EP, you know that little clip.
Yeah,
that is exactly that.
Yeah. See, that was fire.
That was exactly that, because I know when there's a way to talk to people, right? Even if you're fucking not interested at all, right? There's a certain way to show a little bit of interest in that person, even if it's just asking a question that's related to that person, right? So when I'm at work, or when I'm talking to somebody just like off topic, and they're talking about something that I have no idea about, like whatever the fuck it is, but they're interested in it, and you can tell they're interested in it. And I don't give a fuck. I will step out of my comfort zone and
At least make it look like you care.
And just engage a little bit and just ask a question or two or ask about, bro, but fuck, man, when I'm trying to talk about it, whether it's music or whatever the fuck it is, it's just
like nothing.
It's like, oh yeah, man.
Yeah.
Next one. I'm like, fuck you then, bro. Like, I'm not gonna talk about I'm not gonna talk about my shit then. And I've started to like fucking just do the same back. It's petty as fuck, but I've just started to like,
see, that's
fuck 'em.
That for me is gonna be the breaking point mentally, where that, and it's been brewing for years. I'm telling you right now, and it's gonna happen where I'm just gonna go,
fuck,
can't do this shit anymore. And I'm just going to quit and I'm not going to look for another job. And I promise you right now, I don't give a fuck. I will pretend to fucking have a disability if I have to. I don't give a fuck. Like,
you're going to dump yourself
like not literally, but like, you know what I mean? Like, what is it like? What's it going to take?
Yeah.
Because there's only every human has their limit.
Bruh,
and I'm telling you, man, mine, if I was a glass of wine right now, I'm close to half full.
Yeah.
Because of other people's shit I can't deal with anymore.
It's too much of a fucking... too negative. Stop talking about this. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah,
you are right.
It's all about perspective, man. Like, you got to take...
You can enjoy it as much, bro, but I thought about this the other day, 40 hours a week of doing shit that you don't like. Not saying that I got some homies at work and shit I like, bro.
Yeah, so do I.
I got some, but...
Shout out. But
a big fucking chunk of my week and my life is to do with something
Humans were not meant to work.
100.
Humans were not meant to work. It's some weird system. Money's a made up fucking concept.
Bro,
we're supposed to be in the woods hunting berries and fucking shit. You know what I mean? We're fucking animals, man.
I've said this to my old man before, bro. If I could go back to foraging and shit, fucking with all the lads with their shirts off, and fucking kill a mammoth and shit, bro.
Yeah, bro.
That's how life is supposed to be lived, bro. It's not this whole society. Don't get me wrong. It's great having what we have, right? And I'm not like the comfortability, right?
Yeah.
I've said this before. Comfortability has become the crutch of everyone's life.
That's our downfall.
Comfortability,
Everyone
right?
is too comfortable with what they're doing.
You become lazy. You become you're happy with whatever's around you. Not happy, but you're again comfortable with whatever's around you, bro. And you just fall into this fucking gap of like not wanting to do shit, not wanting to do anything, and just being a fucking slob.
Get complacent.
It's so easy to do that in this current day and age, bro. Fucking Uber Eats, bro. I'm bad as fuck on that shit, bro. I'm bad, right? But that shit is like, it's laziness, bro. And I love cooking, lad. I actually love it, bro. Whenever I do fucking try to step out of my comfort zone, fuck, bro, that's actually scary, lad.
No, sorry to interrupt, but just before I forget, but take me back to the day when me and you used to smoke a fucking quarter a pot and we'd cook. We were cooking.
Yeah.
Me and you, we'd be in the kitchen.
I love it.
Shout out Aaron Pendleton. We'd be at Pendle's house and we'd be cooking.
We'd be cooking it,
bro, and we'd be cooking food for 30 motherfuckers.
Yeah.
We're feeding everyone.
I love it.
And we're cooking, but there was no Uber Eats. There was no McDonald's. There was no. Everyone was too fucked to drive.
Delivery pizza was the only thing you could get, and it was too expensive anyway. So fuck it, like
and everyone was way too off their guts to drive.
Yeah.
So we're cooking.
I miss it,
we're
bro.
cooking, bro. Steaks. We got shit going, pasta, bro. You're fucking chopping shit like tortellini in a bowl, bro. Like, take me back to that shit now. Uber Eats, like,
so easy.
Take me back to the days where you can get a bag of gas dropped off to your house, cook it in fucking Uber Eats, bro. Now the Uber Eats, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
you look at everyone's trash can. Uber Eats.
It's complacency,
and
bro.
they're charging you $30.
Yep. I spend so much money on that shit,
like,
bro.
What?
It's like we're turning into Wall-E, you know, the movie Wall-E where they're all fat and the fucking...
Nah, that's got some truth in it, lad. That has right there. That is exactly what I was saying with the comfortability, right? You become lazy and complacent and you just become a slob. Like, it comes even down to the point where, like, people who travel, right? People who do the traveling thing or whatever else, that is not being complacent, right? You want to get out, and those people have that type of personality trait where they want to get out and they want to go places and they want to do things, right? And that's fucking great. But there's a lot of people falling into this gap of like, bro, even I'm talking everything, social media, Netflix,
metaverse,
everything is in your house in this zone that you don't, bro. You could literally survive life
at home,
not leaving your house,
just fucking sitting down on your couch, bro, stuff in your face, watching whatever you fucking want to watch on the TV and shit, bro. And that, in my opinion, is the most toxic thing ever. That is not how you're supposed to. Everyone knows that too. It's like it's like people who smoke ciggies, right? People who smoke ciggies. I've never met a fucking single cigarette smoker who says that they like smoking.
No,
right? It's that shit where, and I guarantee, I don't give a fuck who you are. You know that sitting down on your couch eating Uber Eats, ordering takeaway and watching Netflix every single fucking day and being complacent and lazy, it's not healthy. It is the most unhealthy thing for your fucking soul, for your body, for your everything, mind. For your mind, everything, lad. Like, it's so fucking bad.
And then they wonder why fucking 16-year-olds are taking pills because they got anxiety or they're depressed or they're trying to cut themselves, because it's literally all shit like this that festers and festers and festers. By the time you're 20 years old, you haven't left your house in fucking 3 years to go to a house party or go get with a girl or whatever. And then you got no social skills.
Literally,
you can't fucking talk to strangers.
They melt in your brain.
Fucking, you know what I mean? And you're just a shell of a soul that's trying to breathe, and you feel like you can't. And I'm not trying to badmouth that shit, because there'd be people out there who actually have anxiety and stuff like that and depression. I'm not saying that. But I'm saying the youngins from a kid, and the parents give him an iPad, and it's okay here.
And it's instantaneously on the screen.
Here, watch Netflix.
Shit. Bro, it's bad.
Go outside and look at the fucking trees,
literally,
man.
Bro, the other day I was driving,
love that shit.
I was driving through Lane Cove, and Lane Cove's not even that fucking, but it's more, you know, like the top of Sydney, it's more like grassy and fucking whatever else. And I was like, bro, I can't remember the last time that I just like fucking put my feet on some grass, some wet grass, like rainforesty type shit. And I was like, I can't even remember the last time I did that.
Yeah,
and
it's awesome,
toxic.
man.
It's amazing, bro. I need to do that shit.
So
but
good.
again, I'm complacent. I'm literally in complacency. I'm a part of that problem. Like, not as bad.
Like, it takes work.
It does. I need to fucking get out more, bro.
It's important to go outside, sit outside and meditate for a little bit, man. I try to every day.
Yeah, that's just hard, bro.
Let's go down the rabbit hole a little bit.
Shave.
A topic I was thinking about this the other day. We talk about this all the time. So, the Roman Empire.
Okay.
I fuck with history, bro.
Yeah.
Same.
Well, that's the thing too. Like,
my first A in school.
Yeah, shout out Neros. He shared an interesting story today. It said, it goes with what I want to talk about. It said, wait, I think I took a screenshot of exactly what it said. Yeah, so it said, if the news is fake, imagine how bad history is.
True.
They're like, what? Because like the Roman Empire, right? They were the first. They basically did the whole Hitler thing, but like way before. Where just Julius Caesar or whoever the fuck it was, Rome just wanted more land. So they just started pillaging and just expanding to the point where apparently at one point they almost like owned half the world.
Yeah.
And then people started fighting back.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
history. What you said about history before about
is it all even real? Does that even happen?
Like, we have no idea. It depends, right? So like scholars and historians have a very, like, it's their number one job to write that shit and keep that shit, right? So it's up to believability. And it's not necessarily whether the written history is untrue. It can be fabricated. It can be like maybe over exaggerated or under exaggerated, whatever else. But it's more or less what wasn't told. The amount of stories that weren't told and we've lost. Right? We're talking 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. It depends on how far you want to go. You want to talk fucking sticks and stones and shit? We know nothing. We literally know nothing. But the whole dinosaurs things, whatever, with like the bones and shit like that, they're starting to find out that fucking dinosaurs, they were more
apparently
related to
feathers
birds
and shit.
Yeah, they had feathers.
All this shit, bro. It's
they had feathers, not scales.
We have no idea. It's cool that we pieced it together, but a lot of written history, right? I think personally, again, over-exaggerated or under-exaggerated, but a lot of scholars and a lot of historians and stuff like that, their main purpose was to do that shit, right? And I don't think they would have gone overboard or underboard. Again, it's a couple fucking details here and there, whatever else, maybe. But some of the history would be fabricated, I reckon, but a lot of it I believe in, personally.
Yeah, so do I think because archaeologists too, they do a good job, man. And
that's their they
live for that shit.
Yeah.
Their purpose.
But it's like what you said, it's like people say, if a tree falls in the woods and no one's around, does it still make a sound?
Exactly.
Think about all the shit that happened in history that we have we're never going to know.
But it's only like, again, like scholars will be following rich people and shit, that we have no idea about the outside of...
It's the same with the pyramids, right?
Yeah.
They still saying that slaves built them, but like it's literally impossible.
Oh, hold on. Well, just before we get, because that's one of my dot points too. Before we get to that, just another thing on the Romans. Apparently they were gay as fuck.
Oh, yeah. Apparently there's a lot of...
Listen, bro,
I can't believe that.
Bro, listen, being gay ain't a fucking... So, listen... right, we're sexual human beings, right? It's not about I've heard this like nature versus nurture thing, right? So like I come from a heavy Christian background, right? And the whole gay sex thing is not, we're sexual human beings, bro. There's animals that have sex with each other, bro, and they fucking don't care about what gender and shit.
Just to interrupt you there, sorry, but am I correct? Was Christianity the one that looked down upon the gays? Was that Catholic?
No. It depends on your take, right? Catholics, they take it that way, and they say, and it's still what do you call it? Like a quote unquote sin to be gay. However, it was never said by Jesus or by, it's not on the 10 Commandments and none of that sort of shit. It's a single story from maybe the Old Testament where there was a city called Sodom and Gomorrah, and that's sodomy. Sodomy is like the Sodom and Gomorrah, and by the way, this is my take on the New Testament. Right? I'm a heavy Christian, like actual Christian. I'll say I'm a half Christian because I'm not practicing.
Your dad is a full-on Christian, bro.
We have conversations and stuff, and I'm a believer in Jesus Christ and all the rest of it, right? I've done the studies and I've done what I've needed to do. However, the Old Testament is not to be taken literally. There are stories in the Old Testament about fucking the craziest, and some miracles are real, right? I believe in miracles. However, the stories of like the craziest stuff happen, bro. You know how you tell your kids a story, right? About if you be naughty, Santa's gonna come in your house and leave coal in the thing, right? That doesn't happen. But it's a parable to be able to told to people to be better people and to be better and to
metaphorical.
It's metaphorical, right? It's told in these a lot of stuff. So back to Sodom and Gomorrah, the city. People, fucking dudes were smashing each other and shit like that, bro. The city. So
nothing against that. It's just no. It's just all just talking about it.
Like the city. So they were earthquake happened, something happened, bro, and the city literally pretty much collapsed in on itself. And everyone's like, look, and all the Jewish people were like, look, it's because fucking dudes were fucking each other, and then God's done that. Okay, so these things that are pointed, right, and we're talking about people back then too. Like, there's a lot of stuff in the Bible about, especially about women, about not being second-rate citizens, but it's like the man is the man, right? The man is like the whatever else. And to a degree, I do believe that some things, like it's not, we're different people. Men and women are different, but they're not unequal, right? And I would never say that, but there's women who are way smarter than me, way better at doing this, way better, whatever else, right? So it's not that. There are some things that I do disagree with, but what was the fucking question? Was the... Sodom.
The Romans having sex with each other.
I think there was no question.
Wait, no. Dude's been fucking dudes for ages, bro.
Bro, hey, speaking on that, bro, have you seen
Bro, nothing's changed, lad.
Have you heard of the city of Pompeii that got covered in ash and shit, and they're excavating it? Yeah, well, all over Pompeii, there's engraved in the concrete and shit is like pictures of dicks and shit, and like people making jokes like "I fucked your mum." Like these are people, really? Like from 2000 BC. Like humans haven't changed, bro.
So we're animals.
There's dick drawings everywhere in the pavement.
We're sexual human beings, right? And if you are willing to step over to the other side and you are attracted to males, it's about getting your rocks off, bro. It's about fucking, that's all. Like when it comes down to sexuality, right? Again, we're made to breed, and that's we're made to breed, and we're made to have babies. That's literally
spread your seed.
It's about blowing that final load, baby.
But there's with sexual desire, we've been given sexual desire, right? And every animal has it. So we want to please that sexual desire, and if you're into dudes and women or both or fucking whatever, you're gonna do that. And it's been doing that. The motherfucker's been doing that shit for ages, bro. Like ages.
Well, yeah, apparently the Romans were just taking over half the world and just like they're having sex with the girls, and then if you're super horny, you just fuck your mate.
Dude, it's literally,
and it was just like normal.
It's the thing. The reason that it became so shunned upon was because the Western civilization, being Catholic and being, and I'm not strongly against, not Catholics, but the Catholic organized church. I'm 100% against it. A lot of their teachings and whatever else. I'm not a fan of that stuff at all. And I'm not a fan of the fact that they made government and Christian, quote unquote, I don't call it Christianity, right? Because it's a completely different league. But Catholicism and the church and government together was the worst thing that they could have ever done, because it became a power hungry thing. And the reason that the whole don't be gay thing was because that was an outstanding thing in the beliefs, right? So whatever sins were put down.
I got drive, man.
And it sure wants that shit.
Don't drink that then.
And when the Western civilization spread, Australia, England, whatever, the UK and doing what they're doing, this, we're talking hardcore Catholicism, like with candles and whatever else, that became one of the things that you couldn't do anymore. So it was shunned so hard up until the point where, again, where being an individual and being yourself came back out again, that it started to rise up again. And it's rised up so quickly that everyone's like, fuck, everybody's gay. But it's not that. Everyone's been gay for fucking ages.
Yeah.
It's been around. It's been like, again, you said the Romans and whatever else. It's been forever. It's been there. It's just that it's been so shunned in Western society, and not in Western society. We're talking Asian societies and whatever else.
Everything.
It was so shunned upon that people had to keep quiet because they'd get not only ridiculed, bro. We're talking about bashings and bro. Back in the 1800s, you used to be like, like with the witch days and shit like that. If you were found gay, you'd be it's like death.
Yeah.
That's like, and that immediate from being, again, Romans are just smashing each other to losing your life because you want to please your sexual desire and you are attracted to dudes. That it was an instant thing where like for what 300-400 years where you get absolutely shunned for it. So like that's why, and eventually as time goes on, shit becomes less and becomes less and becomes less, and then now we're in now time where it's okay.
We're just animals, man.
That's all it comes down to, lad.
Well, I actually sent. I tagged my girlfriend in the post. It was so sad, man. It was something. It was I think during World War I or World War II. I can't remember. It was two soldiers that were in love, but because you're supposed to be a man, you're fighting the war. They still served their country, but they were writing letters to each other, and it wasn't only until after they were both killed in the war where their letters were found. And one of the letters said something along the lines of can't remember it, but it said like, I just really wish the world could accept us for who we are, so I could prove to the world how much I actually love you.
That's crazy too, because like,
and then that was it. And then
for some reason, the whole people think about of like gayness in this as a sexual desire, right? And my personal belief, bro, love is completely different to sexual desire. Completely different. Don't worry, you can
love and lust.
Girl,
love and lust.
It's completely different, right? So like you can be going out and smashing dudes and whatever else based on lust, but love is open to anything. I love my dad.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Yeah.
I love you guys. Like, you know what I mean? Like in my brothers, it's a different kind of love, and there are different forms of love. Yeah. But you can love pretty much anyone, and that's the thing that gets me with the whole. That's another thing, bro. I've had this argument, not argument, but like conversation with my dad is the rule of marriage, right? And obviously any hardcore Christian would be when it started to become out and people were saying that, you know, gay marriage should be a thing. It's the one thing that I seen that kept popping up was gay marriage will kind of ruin the sacredcy and the tradition of it, right? And I seen that, bro, and I was like, and at first I was like, yeah, like the tradition, man and woman, whatever else, but bro, fucking, I don't know. American celebrities, bro, have been divorced fucking 42 times over, bro. Yeah. They be fucking cheating on each other, bro. Marriage hasn't been sacred for fucking years, bro.
Who cares about marriage, bro?
I don't care about it.
Get married if you want. If you don't, then don't. Like, you know?
No. Yeah. Like, it's not like ruining tradition. No, fuck that, bro. Like, it hasn't been a tradition for such a long time, bro. Like,
how can gay people getting married be a problem to you? Like, look. Yeah. Everyone we did that vote here in Australia, everyone doing that vote, yes or no for gay marriage, and all the people who are going out of their way to say no. And it's like, look, it's legal now, and your life hasn't changed. Your life is exactly the same as when it was illegal.
That's no different.
What, you don't remember that gay vote we did?
One of the funny thing too is that the people that are going out of their way to say no, they're the motherfuckers that just come home and sit on their couch and get their Uber
miserable
Eats and watch their Netflix. Yeah. It's those motherfuckers that are. That's what. I don't know.
It doesn't affect you. There's no point.
Right. Again, it's the tradition of like. Yeah. So what it is as well, right? Again, marriage in what my dad. This is my dad's point, right? And I do agree with his point a little bit. Marriage through church is supposed to be through God's eyes, right?
Yeah.
And the argument then becomes the whole Sodom and Gomorrah and whether being gay is actually so having people don't know whether it's having sex with a dude is the sin. Or having sex with an animal, or having sex with a girl, if you're a girl, or whatever else, or having mass threesomes, or whatever else, being like whatever it is, right? People don't understand it's that, or loving a dude so much that you want to be with him, right? Because realistically, right? Again, let's say if you're practicing celibacy and you don't want to have sex ever, right? Yeah. But you are attracted to men. Can that person go to a church? They're not having sex. They're not committing any cardinal sin. Can he get married in the eyes of God? We're talking a whole Christian wedding. Yeah. If there's pure celibacy between the two, and there's no sin being
committed. There isn't. You're right.
So
technically, there's no sin. Now, so technically, they should be allowed to get married.
Now, point this out: a lot of Christians and a lot of people who are Christian have had sex prior to marriage. That's a sin, right? So we'll keep that there, right?
That's a sin.
And that's exactly the same as having sex with a dude. So if you've gone to church after having sex with a girl for 3 years before marriage and isn't that ruining the Christian tradition?
That's the sacred thing.
Having you right there just done exactly the same thing as what they're doing.
Yeah, fuck with that, dude.
So what's the difference? That was like that. There is no difference between, again, marriage is about love. It's not about sex. It's not about, marriage is about being bonded with somebody and having this, we'll talk about it in the Christian sense too. It's about being united through God and two people, right? And outside of all the sin and stuff like that, bro, you should be able to do that with whoever you want. It's love. It comes down to love. That's my opinion personally, right? Like, because people have been ruining the tradition of Christian marriage for ages, for literally ages. Divorce. You're not allowed to divorce. People do that shit all the time.
Yeah, that's a sin.
Christianity, religion's not the same as it used to be, man. Shit changes. Shit just changes.
I think personally, my personal belief on any sort of religion is personal.
Yeah.
You can have your brothers,
what
you can
works
have
for
your
you?
Conversation, you can have your things, you do whatever else. But because there's a lot of stuff in and again, I've read the New Testament, I haven't read the Old Testament, I've heard the stories and stuff, but I've read the New Testament, I've read Revelations over and over and over again to study it with my dad, about like the end of the world and all those connections and stuff. It's really cool to read, actually. But what was I going to say? It comes down to personal belief, because again, there's things in the Bible that my dad, it's about taking it away that you take it. You can't, no one has the same mindset about what you read, right? You take it in your own way and you talk to God and you whatever else. And my dad has read stuff in the New Testament and I've read it and I've seen, not disagree with it, but I've seen it in a completely different light. And then I'll go talk to a pastor in somewhere and he might see it in a different light. And these conversations are good to have with each other because it might change your point of view. It might do this and whatever else, but it's a personal thing. That's why, again, organized religion and just being, again,
rules, all these rules.
Almost a normie in religion is the worst thing, bro, because it's just as toxic. It is just as toxic. It should be a personal thing. It should be whether it's, we're talking, even outside of Christianity, bro, spirituality is a fucking real thing. I'm not going to try and convince anybody that that Jesus Christ is the savior or Buddha's the number one God or whatever else, right? Yeah. But spirituality is a real thing. It is a real thing.
I truly believe all those religions, what they're at the fundamentals of all religion, from what I've read and what I've researched, is all saying the same things.
Yep.
But it's like what you're saying, it's a personal thing, how you take it. It's about taking something away that works for you and using it in a way to boost yourself, to make yourself closer to completeness,
bro.
To feel better about yourself.
Literally, the way that religion has become what it's become today in the eyes of whether it's hated or you follow it because it's a normal thing to do because you're growing up in Western society or whatever else, like you know what I mean, like whatever it is, it's become power hungry humans. Yeah, power hungry humans have adapted this thing that is growing. Like you see this thing, it's growing a following, and it's almost like a label owner, like a music label owner. They've gone, oh, this thing's fucking awesome. I might be able to control this a little bit. And they make the church, they make the Seventh-day Saints, they make the later day whatever, and they make all these things, right? People fund the money, they get no tax, they get and they have a control of these people, and they might not be doing anything malicious apart from the money thing, because money's like bad shit. But it's humans, and that's the reason why I tend to lessen myself on talking about this sort of stuff with people, because I don't want to have that hive mind. I'll talk to people who, like my dad, and he'll give me his opinion, and if he can I'll only talk to people about religion and about my beliefs if they are willing to listen to my opinion and take it in, but they don't have to change their mind, but take it in, and then they tell me their opinion, and I'll take it in, and that's it. That's all there is to it, right? And I refuse to, like, if like Christian, like church and stuff like that. I've been to some good churches where they were doing music and stuff, and that was crazy. I'll tell you about that, actually. That's actually a nut story, but it's personal. I mean, it is a personal thing.
It's like you were saying before. I feel like now, especially in the 2020s, we're at that point now where, like we said, being yourself is now back to being cool.
Yeah.
So religion is now kind of being pushed aside a little bit, and now coming out as being gay or you're a tranny or whatever, that's cool now.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, that's who you are, bro. Roll with it.
Yeah.
Whereas back even 10 years ago, you can't do that shit. But now it's kind of like, okay, I don't give a fuck if you're a Christian, you're a Catholic, you're a Buddhist, you're this, you're that. But I'm coming out as gay because I love my partner who's a man. Then, bro, that's hectic.
Yeah,
bro,
that's
fucking
awesome.
good on ya.
It's
bro,
hectic.
Fuck every other cunt. Do your thing. I feel like that's now the rise again. The question is, does history repeat itself?
Where it does
and by the time we're 40 and 50, are our grandkids going to be too scared to come out as gay or whatever? Weird. Which, I mean, history, they say history repeats itself. And is it going to go back to a point where
it would take
no one's going to want to admit that shit because it's not cool anymore?
Like, this is also a perspective from Western society, because in China and in other countries, India and whatever else, that coming out as gay or whatever else is still not a thing.
Really? Yeah. So for people who don't know, Moby actually lived in Asia for many years. So it's still not.
You don't know.
No?
You don't go to jail or anything like that, but you get shunned hard.
Wow. So they're still doing that.
There's like a little Christian movement called, I think it's like Umbrella Movement or whatever else. And it's these Christian, like, I don't even know what you call them, bro. But Chinese Christians, and they go around, they help people, and they talk about God and whatever else, blah, blah, blah. And it's underground. It has to be underground. There is a reward for catching the people who do that.
Really?
There's rewards. There's rewards for shutting down the, like snitching on like where they hub and where they meet up. And you... Jail time, not death or anything. It's not that serious.
Yeah, but like jail
shit gets
time.
shut down. Shit gets shut down hard. So like they have to be underground and feel sneaky about it and stuff like.
So hold on, in China, what are they? Like, what do they have a religion? Do they?
Bro, their government is probably like the top tier of all. Like,
so they just listen to the government and like, hey, like
not the government. The government isn't God, but it's close to it. It's like the
really?
BN, like it's like the BN, like the everything to them. That's like, it's like their country. Patriotism is the religion in China and a lot of Asian countries. Patriotism is like the thing that they do.
So
they
have like China #1 kind of thing.
That
like,
shit.
Yeah.
That exact thing. That exact, like it's not.
Well, let's be honest. When you first moved to China, that was for the first, I think, 3-4 months. We didn't even talk because you couldn't even get on Facebook.
Yeah, they're very shut off there, lad.
We couldn't even talk to this motherfucker.
WeChat. We did drown our first single through WeChat. Yeah, I was sending this motherfucker the beat through WeChat and shit.
I fucking miss that shit. Bro, you know what? I was listening to that the other day. This is off topic, but I had a pipe in. I was living in like this little shitty place. I just moved in between, and I had a pipe, and it was dripping the whole time. And I listened to Drown the other day, bro, and you can hear it in some of the parts. Where
it fits the theme.
That's raw, man. That's raw, bro.
That was our very first collab we did.
And that shit's still cracked, bro.
Yeah, man, that's a good song.
Fifth version. That's hard.
Yeah,
that
fuck
shit,
it.
That's fucking raw, dude. Well, let me just check the Instagram if anyone responded to that topic. Fuck, what was the original topic? That's right. The Romans were having sex with each other.
Yeah, Romans, bro.
Can I talk about a topic?
Yeah, go.
Conspiracies. Give me two.
Oh well, I put on Instagram. I wrote.
Is that where I seen it? I must have seen it on your story.
Yeah, I said, what's a conspiracy you 100% believe in? And Neros, shout out Neros. He says, we're in a simulation.
So he full believes it.
Hey, I mean, look.
Fuck, no, I can't think about that one
I'm on the fence,
yeah,
bro.
that shit's fucked.
That one freaks me the fuck out a little bit.
About that
yeah, that's a trigger.
Who cares, bro? If we're in a simulation, fuck it, man. Just live your life. Who cares?
The thing that I don't understand, right, is if we're in a simulation, right, so example, if I pinch you,
We're talking in the future.
Listen to me, bro. Stop trying to fucking hurt me. I get the metaphor. Jesus Christ.
He didn't react to that for a second.
This motherfucker's applying pressure. I can feel it.
Wait, TC goes, fucking, no, wait, I've got my...
He goes, do not compute. That does not hurt me.
Bro, it makes sense with the NPCs conversation we're having before, lad. It actually makes fucking sense.
But, really I mean, if you think, I've heard Elon Musk say similar things, think about, like, where we're heading in the metaverse and shit. There's no way to prove we're not in a simulation. Like, it can get to a point where,
look how much technology has come in the last fucking 30, bro, let alone 1,000 if the Earth lives that long.
But I'm on the fence about that one.
So you're telling me, so we go from the Romans being cool with having sex with their mates to the point where this whole time it's been a simulation.
No. The Romans were in the simulation still. The simulation starts from cavemen.
See, that's the thing. The
simulation is literally like a massive game.
Yeah,
at the same time,
we're in like level 200.
The thing that simulation doesn't compute with me,
I'm waiting for someone's motherfucking head to freeze.
Dude, okay, so it's the what was saying about before about history, right? It's come a long way, and for unless we restart and there's a whole bunch of theories and whatever else, but the simulation makes a lot more sense for the concurrent calendar year, right? We're talking about fucking from 2,000 years ago, right? But prior to that, when humans were such a small innate amount, like, I don't know, the simulation loses its credibility. I don't know what the word is for it, because back then where the population is growing, whatever else, blah, 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 and that makes sense, right? And that makes sense in a human life sense. But like the start of human and the start of man and whatever else, like, it's not. We're talking evolution as well. Was evolution, like, if you do believe in evolution, which I do personally,
Yeah.
Was that shit in the simulation where animals come out of the water?
like a salamander come out. So the first level of the game was a salamander.
No one would have experienced that, and there's no conscience until we started to, like, we're talking about, bro, if you were jumping into the simulation, right, and you are half, let's say if the monkey thing, right, that generation of monkey, we're talking millions of years, there was nothing computing consciously there. So the consciousness doesn't make, maybe if the simulation started communication-wise between humans, but then prior to that, it wasn't a simulation then, to me. Because the salamander coming out of the water.
So real quick, all right, because I got a few of these. So are you for the simulation? You think we're in the simulation or not? No,
I believe we're human flesh, skin and bone.
In concurrent time, yes. I think we could be in a simulation.
All right, so you
really
prior can go either way.
Yes, okay, but prior to human being, prior to like prior to consciousness, no, and consciousness only came about after millions of years of evolution.
I mean, well, that's funny you say that, because what I truly think we are is consciousness, the universe experiencing itself. If you look at things on a biological level, and you look at how, like, you can see the seed of life in everything, and like tree branches look like veins in the human arm and everything. I feel like we're the universe just experiencing itself, and we might be a tiny cell in like some, and you look at the planets, it all resembles everything, you know, on a molecular level, you know, and I don't know, I feel like that's why I'm very into spirituality and shit, because that's just what resonates with me. So I don't know about the simulation. It could be.
It's a good theory.
At the end of the day, there's no evidence proving that we're not, but there isn't any that we're in.
It's a great theory. It is a fucking great theory, but yeah.
Something to think about, but don't think about it too hard. You'll lose sleep.
Hard.
Aaron says, so the question was, what's a conspiracy you 100% believe in? So that was, we're in a simulation. Aaron says, aliens, even though they're a fact now. Now listen to this. I got something before you two. She's saying just aliens, like being real.
Okay, yeah.
Be careful believing these aliens, bro, because I'm very suspicious that they're coming out now. You got Barack Obama doing talk shows. Just now they're deciding to confirm when the tech is good enough. If you look up Project Bluebeam, these motherfuckers are going to fake an alien invasion to unite the world. They're going to get us very close to World War III, Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan. They're going to get so close, and then that's when they're going to push the button. Everyone's going to see UFOs. I already see videos of people seeing UFOs all over TikTok.
It's all fake.
And then it's all fake holograms. And then the world's going to unite, and they're going to make one world government, and that's how it's going to start. They're going to bring these aliens, and they're going to unite to. It'll get very close to World War III. Watch Russia, Ukraine, all this shit.
Yeah. I was talking about this.
Telling ya.
Speak of the devil. I was speaking about this at work with a bloke. Shout out to him. He's Russian, and I was reading an article last night in bed that apparently Russia is on the borderline of invading Ukraine.
They've done it before, though.
And I asked him, and he just basically said, look, it's just political bullshit, but you're going to be seeing a lot more of those articles. Fucking, I don't know, USA on the border of fucking Poland for whatever bullshit reason, and then all of a sudden, UFO aliens come across and attack us. Everyone gets scared.
Project Bluebeam.
No, like, you know what I mean?
Don't believe these aliens, man.
Right. For me, aliens are on a non-intelligent life form, 100% real, because we're talking molecular,
like microbes and shit on Mars.
Levels where there's tons. I guarantee, bro, there's too much water in other planets and shit like that not to have some sort of molecular life. But aliens intelligent? No, there is a chance because the universe is fucking massive. But I I
do believe in aliens, don't get me wrong, out there, but I'm just saying about these aliens. When you see Barack Obama on the news and people saying, the fucking Turkish governor saying, aliens, don't believe that shit. Be careful with that shit. If you start seeing UFOs and shit in the sky, that's what you should be conscious about. Humans are, shifty motherfuckers. Anyway, are you for aliens or what?
Yeah, I believe. But
somewhere out there, but
it's like you said, if all of a sudden they start popping up every second week, that's when you know, okay, something's up. Because they've been quiet this whole time. They're probably going to stay like that. And they're not going to just start fucking popping in going, yeah, good day, mate. You're like, nah, that's not going to happen.
And just on this topic, the next thing they're supposed to make us fear, maybe before the aliens, is asteroids. And that's incentive to build space-based weapons. And NASA already launched the probe.
It's already done.
And they got this movie now with fucking Leonardo DiCaprio, this comedy movie about an asteroid hitting Earth. I'm telling you, man.
These things, right? Let me ask you guys a conspiracy, right? So it's not even a conspiracy anymore. It's whether or not the government lies in order to gain capital, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck the government.
That's not even a conspiracy at this point, right? Because like there was a thing, the Vietnam War, and this is proven with paperwork. I don't know, fucking whatever. The Vietnam War started, or one of the main reasons it started, I don't know what the reason they were there. There's money involved, and there was like fucking communism. They used all these other things, right? But they used a Navy ship from the US, a Navy ship. The US government blew up that Navy ship and then blamed it on Vietnam so they could have a reason to invade Vietnam.
Oh, 9/11, same shit.
Bro, it's those two things, right? Don't get me wrong. I don't think 9/11 was a hardcore inside job.
Oh, yeah, I do.
No. But what I mean about inside job is I don't mean... So like there was more than meets the eye in what they're telling us, right? The Al-Qaeda was funded by the US government. That's Al-Qaeda?
Yeah.
Taliban.
Yeah.
Taliban.
Taliban.
Taliban was funded by the US government, and all these things are pointing these dots together, right? And I don't mean inside job as in it was done by it was planned by America to go to the Middle East,
Iraq, yeah.
And the thing is, it hasn't been outed yet. But if they done it fucking 40 years ago to invade Vietnam, then that whole theory of doing stuff like that, whether again back to the question, was 9/11 an inside job?
Well,
and do America or do governments lie and cause havoc and cause deaths and whatever else to citizens in order to gain capital?
Well,
yes, they do.
Well, on that,
America's been doing it for years.
Another one of them was Joey saying that 9/11 conspiracy after he watched the Netflix documentary. And let me just say, JFK, it's confirmed they brought to JFK to do Black Flag operations, I believe it's called, and that was where they proposed to JFK to do terrorist attacks and blame it on other people, like kill US citizens and blame it on other people as incentive, and JFK turned it down. He said, no, we're not doing this. And then he got killed. And then, so who's to say that George Bush, they didn't just bring it up again? You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then he said yes, you know?
You know, the one thing that I don't believe in, right? And this is the one conspiracy that I'm fully behind more than anything else, right? I've done my studies and I've done my things, so I wasn't talking to the mic then. The moon landing. For me personally, right, I've done my studies on the moon landing, and the timing of everything between the Cold War, between Russia, the space race, and everything else, bro. I don't believe it. I don't believe it for a fucking
seems
second.
fake, eh? Like they would.
It's not even. It's like the space race, right? The way that the space race worked. These motherfuckers were having a full-on war only based on what they could build and what they could do, right? And what they and their progress within the space race, right? And they won the space race, and you know the reason they fucking won was because they'd done it. They landed on the fucking moon, right? They land, quote unquote, they landed on the moon. I don't believe it. I watched a documentary about it where it was a neutral documentary about it, and it was showing both sides of the story, kind of thing.
That's how they should be.
I don't like all my news and all my studies and everything else, whether it's religion or whatever else. I try to get the most biased,
both sides,
but the most biased thing I can, because then I can make my own opinions up. You know what I mean? But the moon landing for me, didn't happen.
See, I used to be like that about the moon landing. I feel like we've definitely gone since. Like, bro, there's rovers on Mars right now. You can look at live stream. I think we've definitely gone, but in 1969,
bro, I don't think.
Come on,
no, it's
man.
What done it for me, right? Is the fact that all the scientists, Bill Nye, and all these fucking famous not scientists, but like those, like the TV fucking scientists. You know what I mean? Like
Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Those motherfuckers. They all just say the same thing, bro. They say that the technology. It's not about the technology to get there. We can do that shit. It's they've lost. Quote unquote, they've lost the technology on how to get back, right? How did you lose that, lad? Like, how did you, like, at what point, getting there you can do, and they've done that over and over again. They've sent probes, they've sent all these things. It's getting back. It's coming back. It's having the science and the amount of the
power,
the right power, whatever else, to get back to Earth again. It's almost. They haven't done it again.
It's impossible.
And they did that shit before color TV. So I mean, I'm on the fence about the moon landing. I don't know about 1969.
Right now, I don't think it happened. I honestly don't think they wouldn't have got back.
We've definitely been there before. We've been there now since though. Definitely.
Speaking on the conspiracies, then another interesting quote I saw literally a couple days ago, which fits this perfectly, is it was a tweet about some motherfucker. I don't know who it was. He's irrelevant, probably a nobody. But he said, an interesting tweet. He said. Did I take a screenshot of it just so I can read it exactly? He says, it's easier for white people to believe that aliens built the pyramids for their minds rather than to comprehend there was African slaves.
Okay, that's just pulling race card into something that doesn't belong.
Yeah, I hate that shit, man.
Now listen. That is pulling. That's racist as fuck.
Elon Musk responded to that and said it was aliens. Like, look, it's right there, Elon Musk.
All those connections and shit with the pyramids, bro, like the technology and the mines and stuff like that and whatever else, I tend to believe that stuff. Whether or not it was quote unquote aliens or whether it was something spiritual
Slaves
or something
giants or something.
Yeah. It's not, again, that part of history has been lost.
Yeah, it's gone.
That's like, because the technology of the pyramids and shit, bro, like that.
It's literally impossible for it to be slaves. They've proven it 100 times.
Yeah.
The pyramids are true north. The coordinates are the same as the speed of light. If you look at the coordinates of the pyramids, it equals the speed of light.
There's too many points.
Like, slaves didn't do that, man. I'm sorry. We might not know how they did it, but it was not slaves.
No. It was. There's definitely lost information there. 100%.
All right, I got two more of these conspiracies. Aaron again says Princess Diana's death was an inside job.
Yeah.
I
don't know much about it. But
I don't know too much about it either.
Any giant famous death where they were not being compliant with, whether it's the fucking CIA or the underground or whatever the fuck you want to call it, any death based around that, whether it was quick and assassinations or whatever else, JFK, Princess Diana, whatever else, inside job.
I agree.
Yeah. It not only happens in America, bro. These things happen all the time. Like fucking, I was watching. What's the guys in the UK? They're called MI16 or something like that.
Oh yeah,
they do that shit. MI15, MI something.
Who's that? What's that?
It's like the spy shit. Spy stuff.
Okay, yeah.
And that stuff, the conspiracies against fucking governments and presidents and politicians and all that stuff, that goes on and that's still happening today, whether it's killed or not, or like kicked out, or like all those, like the politics in politics is fucked.
It goes deep.
And we have no idea. That shit isn't televised, lad.
No way.
That shit's fucked. There's backstabbing each other and shit, and they're doing all this fucking crazy ass shit. 100% they were inside jobs. No cap.
Well, yeah, Brad on the aliens, on the pyramids said, yeah, nah, bro, it's almost close to being fact. Everything about it's way too fishy, 100% aliens.
That's all it comes down to, man. These governments are way too fishy about, like, it's just too sus to not be,
yeah, it's hard to believe that shit, bro. That's why when all this coronavirus shit happened with the vaccine and stuff, I done my studies on, I'm vaxxed, but like fucking, all this shit that people were coming up with, right, seems so believable. It's again, and it comes down from my trust in the government. And I don't trust them.
Why would you, bro? There's no reason to trust the
news. The news is the most. I don't watch the news anymore. I don't.
Me neither.
Watch
Your life will improve if you stop.
Literally, like, and it's super fucking toxic. So, and I was getting all during the coronavirus stuff blew up. At work, the only time I watched it was at work because it was on constantly, right?
Yeah. And
I'm watching this stuff, right, and the information that was going in, I'm like, I don't believe you because of how much they've lied in the past.
Yeah,
the governments or whatever. Yeah, it's all.
Funded. It's funded by. If you look at the tree, how it goes up, they're all funded by one person. You know what I mean? Like,
it was really
fuck
hard
the
for me.
news. Turn the news off now, and you will take away fucking 50% of the government's power.
You become a more fucking conscious person, bro. Like, you become way more conscious if you're not following the
news.
The news.
Just focus on what's in front of your eyes, man.
Negative too.
Goddamn noise. The last one. Tasha says they'll never find a cure for cancer because the profits. Yeah, it's too much money. I think that's fucking.
What do you mean? They already know the cure for cancer.
That's what I was saying. But like, they'll never come out with a cure for cancer.
It will never be found.
Because the profits from chemo are too good.
It's like they make $4 billion a year.
Yeah, no way.
Nah.
No way they bring it up.
Bro, we can do crazy shit, and you mean to tell me they don't have a cure for cancer? Like,
it's the craziest thing too, right? I was telling this the other day about fucking humans and how much better it would be if we weren't corrupt by nature, and power hungry by nature, right? All the things, again, the space race, right? Could you imagine if the space race didn't happen and instead they just came together with Saudi Arabia, Russia, and whatever else, right? It would be on Mars.
Yeah.
It's unconscious humans, man. These unconscious people.
They're power hungry, lad. Like, it's so easy to be power hungry too. Like, it is so easy to give in to want to be whether it's money or whatever else, but just power, to be a powerful person. It's written in powerful people get women, powerful people get everything they wanted, whatever else. It's really easy to fall into that trap. And there are people who have done that, and they're the rich people now, and they're just constantly power hungry. It's consistent, and every country is run by people. I'm not saying that all politicians are like that.
A lot of them
are, and a lot of them, and the core part of the government and the funding that they get, and the CIA and whatever else. We're talking about the whole picture of what runs government and what runs the country. It's all power hungry,
based on trampling other people.
Literally, bro. Like, if 9/11 hasn't been proven, so I'm not going to say that one. But we're talking about people who stood around a table and said, let's blow up these Navy fucking... a full Navy ship of what... I don't even know how many people in the Navy. It was probably... I think there was like 900 casualties and fucking 1,000 injuries or something like that, right? So we're talking 2K people on a boat or whatever, like one of those big ones. And they literally said, we want to go to Vietnam, probably for opioids,
opium,
shit like that, right? So
farming,
we want to go there. Let's say that it's communism. We're fighting against communism. Who gives a fuck? It wouldn't have spread anyway. Who gives a shit? Like, just it's still there today. Vietnam is still fucking communist. They blow up a Navy ship and kill these Navy soldiers, blame it on Vietnam, and jump in. And they're human beings who made that conscious decision to do that.
Crazy.
Yeah,
it doesn't make any fucking sense.
The thing about that too, about the Vietnam War and stuff, this is why you should turn off the media too. I've seen recently all this stuff about a new Chinese movie that came out, the highest grossing Chinese movie, and all the newsline headlines are saying, new Chinese movie about China killing America is the most popular movie, highest gross. And I looked into the movie and it's just a war movie based on the Korean War. So it's real shit when Americans were doing bad shit. And it's just a true story, like what we do here all the time. We have movies about Americans killing Russians and all that shit. But then when China does it to America,
it's this
the media turn the media off. It's trying to brainwash you, bro.
It's literally this They try and twist the views. I always fucking hate. Australia's a pretty good country, right? Our government isn't that. It's corrupt. We got corruption. We got all that sort of shit, police and whatever else, right? But
we're low key.
We're okay.
We're a lot better. After 2020, right? I've realized how dog shit America is, bro. And then I started doing studies and shit, bro. Detroit, all these cities and shit that I don't give a fuck about, whatever else. Right? So, and I've read into it, and it fucking boils my blood. The Chinese government is not a good government, right? But it boils my blood in how hypocritical it is for American politics and American news places shitting on their government and their way of life and whatever else when they're literally just as fuck.
Yeah, it's the same.
It's the same.
It's the same.
It's the fucking same, bro. The shit that they've done in the past and the shit that they still do to this day is just as fucking bad. Whether it's different levels of bad and different whatever else, but it's so hypocritical for them news outlets and whatever else. And the thing is, when because I know that do you guys believe that the government have a big say in a lot of news? Like they're one.
They have all the say.
So the government and the news in America, they spit their shit, and for people who watch the news, they absorb that stuff, bro. And they hate China, they hate the Chinese government, whatever else, and they become that person then. And that's the reason that the news have said. What other reason has the news made up what you just said? Apart from corrupting the minds of people watching.
TV programming. That's why they call it.
It's literally, there's no other reason. It's not some good fucking content on YouTube that you can watch some dude on fucking playing games and shit. That's brain dead fucking content, but it's not brainwashing content. Yeah. It's like, it is what it is, right? But the news is specifically making this stuff to corrupt human being, their mindset. Mm-hmm. That's all they're there for. Don't get me wrong. Some of the news is fucking, is informational, right? A lot of it, some of it is, but these stories that they make up, they're sitting around a table with government officials, with whatever else, and they're making these stories up to corrupt the minds of humans. It's disgusting.
I hate the fucking news.
It's sickening, bro.
Yeah, it's
the best thing I've ever cut out. It's the best thing I've ever done.
Hell yeah, do it, please. Turn off.
Bro,
don't
stop
watch
watching the
9
news,
news, 10 news, 7. Turn the shit off.
Get your information. Type in on Google or Bing. Go down to like the 7th option, not one of the major news sites, not Washington Post or whatever else, and look at it. You know what? Even better.
Don't even do that.
No. You know what? Even better. Call up your friend or your homie or someone like that and have an unbiased discussion about it. And that's what I did for the Vax lad. That's what I was on the boat, right? I was very on the boat because, again, what I was saying about the news and whatever else, and I was super on the boat about it. Didn't want to get it. I didn't want to get it because I didn't want to believe in the news, right? But at the same time, I knew that it was somewhat harmless. So, and I waited. I only got Moderna fucking like a month ago now.
Yeah, that's right.
So what I did, I went to work and I spoke about it with people, and I was completely honest about it. I was like, I don't know whether I should get it or not. What's your opinion? Tell me your opinion. And I've met people who haven't got it and they gave me their opinion. And I met people who did get it and I got their opinion. Yeah. And I've done that for 6 months. 6 months. Shit. And non-stop. I talk about it, guys, on Discord. I talk about it with my dad, my family, whatever else, people from all kinds of life, right? And I cultivated my own decision and I cultivated my own thought because I couldn't get it anywhere else. I went online, bro, and people were telling me if you're a fucking... The weirdest thing for me, right, was this anti-vax fucking bubble that they put people in. I don't like that personally. Any vaccines are completely different to not wanting to take a brand new vaccine that's just come out.
I hate
it. Makes no sense.
Not wanting COVID vaccine is not anti-vax.
No, it's not.
The media will fucking.
They put us in that group, lad. And I was I wasn't an anti-vaxxer. I was biased about it, right? But I was put in this group where I'm against. The only thing I'm against, if I have kids, 100% they're getting rupees, they're getting fucking whatever else, right?
The other
measles
shit.
And shit, right?
The proven stuff.
The proven stuff. I'm against I don't get the flu shot personally. I've read stuff on from a health nutritionist that there's a chance that it can create super bugs in the future if everyone gets the flu shot. This flu gets worse and worse, right? And I'm like, okay, fuck it, I don't need it. I'm not a sick human being. I'm not gonna get that shit, right? So that's my personal choice. But to put me in this fucking bracket of anti-vax, and that's the thing that made it even harder to get it, was because the media and every outlet that I was reading, and even human beings who were vaxxed and they were instantly just got it, instantly put every anti-vaxxer in a bubble and said, you guys are all fucking trippers, like you're all anti-vaxxers and whatever else. And I was like, that made me not want to get it even more.
They're making the fact that they're taking, like, it's the incentive that you can't do this if you're not vaccinated. You're wrong. Yeah. We hate you. It's like, what's going on here? You know, it's
the opposite of what we've become in the last 20 years. All the progressiveness went out the window, bro, and it split us in half. It split everybody in half.
That was the goal, man. That was the goal.
The thing that I find so funny about it is, right, before it all even started, is the media was saying, look, you're not going to be forced to do this and to do that. You're not going to be forced, right? And then at the end of the day, we all got forced to do it. Whether you wanted to or not, we all got forced, right? But then you see on Facebook, right? People who share pictures of their grandpappy who served in World War II. Oh, they fought for our freedom and for our freedom of choice and our freedom of speech. Where the fuck's our freedom of choice with this shit?
Yeah, hard.
So you're telling me your grandpappy went to war, got killed in action, and now you're all forcing us to get this shit?
For nothing.
I didn't want to fucking get it. But I had to because work told me I'd have no work.
That's the craziest thing too, right? Another reason on top of what I said before, another reason what I said that I didn't want to take it, the weirdest thing, and this is fucking crazy, we talk about freedom of speech, is how fucking crazy it is that Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Google literally started taking down people who were against it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That is, that doesn't make any...
It's weird.
So misinformation, right? Again, I'm not a fucking scientist, and I think, and I've gotten the vax and I'm fine. Who knows in fucking 10 years time? And I don't really give a fuck, honestly. 10 years time, who gives a shit? Because we don't know the long-term studies, and that's proof. Like there's no 5-year studies, there's no 10-year studies, and it's whatever. I don't give a fuck. Kill me in 10 years. I don't give a shit. But my biased decision came around by thinking of that, right? Scientists have done their thing, and again, what I said. Remember I said about historians at the start of the thing. Scientists have made this vaccine to help, right? I think personally, this is what I've landed on. The vaccine was created to help.
Yep.
The government's been humans, and they've used it for control.
Yes.
Instantaneously, right? So back to where I was saying the first thing, right? I don't think, again, I was worried about the vaccine fucking killing me, not being able to have kids, whatever else. And that shit is viable stuff because I don't have the studies. At the same time, though, my doubts for the vaccine come from my doubts from the government. And no matter what, if you took out the government, and all my doubts would have gone out the window. Meningococcal came out. Remember meningococcal when we were in school? And I got meningococcal after like fucking 3 months, and it wasn't even taking studies and whatever else.
Everyone got that shit.
Everyone was just like, there was none of this control shit around it.
There was no,
it wasn't your kid can't go to school and your kid whatever else.
Exactly.
And it put doubt in people's minds.
So everyone got that.
Exactly.
Everyone.
And no one gave a fuck about it.
No one gave a fuck.
And it pushed through. But it's the same thing with measles there was a place in Italy, or not Italy, Spain. A place in Spain, when measles came out, and they were literally, history repeats itself, lad. This exact same thing happened. Where people were like, putting up, religious people were putting up in the front, this is the fucking, what's it called? The mark of the beast, and all this other shit that I've seen religious, like people talk about the vaccine and stuff like that. People wouldn't take it, and then they were shunned upon. They were shut indoors, whatever else. And people were getting dragged out on the street. Kids were getting dragged on the street and like they were fucking giving it to them and shit. This is in 1910. No, something like that. Early days. We're talking early 1900s.
Yeah.
And when I found out about that story, right? Because I seen it from, again, both. I seen one person talking about it and saying, "Look, this is what happened." And I seen some person say, "This has happened before, and you guys are idiots," kind of thing. Because look, it's happened before. So I took that, but that was another thing that made me cultivate the decision that I made. Again, I cut at the government and I said that they're doing this. It's not the original science behind the thing. In the same time, though, the studies aren't good enough and weren't good enough at the time. And I waited a whole year before taking it. I waited a whole year and I thought, you know what? After a year, if there's been no fucking mass casualties, not everyone's fucking robots and shit, it's time I take it. It's time I take it. Fuck it.
The thing about that stuff too is people say, oh, you got to get the vaccine for the safety of other people. Old people, you're selfish if you don't get it. But then they're so weaponized and in a war mindset that they say, they completely forget that you're taking the vaccine for the safety of other people, but if you don't take the vaccine, we should kill you. We want to kill these cunts. They're fucking endangering everyone else, so let's kill them. Because then they're killing other people. You know what I mean? And it gets lost. And it's like...
It's disgusting.
You know, like, it's not about us versus them. It's not like a whole... You know, you make it political and you it just gets rotten, man.
That I had to take a step away from that, exact what you just said. I had to take a step away from that to take it. I took a step away from that and I was like, the vaccine's a vaccine.
It's got to be objective.
All I can say is I've made my mind up. I'm not taking any boosters.
Neither.
Even if it means I've got no work, I don't give a fuck. I'm putting my foot down. I've done my two shots. I'm immune now. Yep. I'm ready to live life like normal.
I believe I'm not a disbeliever in the vaccine whatsoever. I think that apart from the studies and whatever else and the forcing and all that shit, take all that sort of way. I do believe that it doesn't make you immune completely, but it gives you a higher percentage of not
getting it,
spreading it, whatever else, right? And that is there enough after a year of waiting and making sure that everyone wasn't fucking turning into chickens and shit. that it gave me that time, and I was like, you know what? If I have the opportunity to not get it by fucking 45%. Fuck it, give it to me. I don't care. Whatever, just give it to me. I'll take it. It is what it is. I'm not getting boosters and shit though. Fuck that. There'll be new strains. There'll be new vaccines, and this shit's gonna go on for a while. I think. I think it's just. It depends though, right? It really depends on how much the people
are gonna
can handle. It's like can they?
The camel's back's gonna snap soon, man.
Exactly. I don't think there's already protests and there's already that shit. I'm not a protest person.
They're getting bigger and bigger.
That's what I mean. Yeah, like people are starting to be like, you know what? Fuck this.
People
like, this is getting
ridiculous.
And I don't think, again, it doesn't come down to the scientists who made the vaccination. I think that the government has taken that and gone, you know what? Because remember when coronavirus first happened and everything shut down, the government didn't know what the fuck was going on. Everything was fucking, toilet paper was running out and shit. But then all of a sudden it disappeared again, and all of a sudden this new strain came out, bro. And all of a sudden the government knew what they could do, and they had ideas and they had all these things, bro. The lockdowns, bro. You know that the last lockdown that happened was the largest switch in power with money ever in history. So let me put this into a perspective, right? We're talking about Woolworths, Audi, fucking DHL, Sony, all these like companies, right? They had competitors. They used to have competitors. And we're talking, you know, in Lakemba, you got like all the Middle Eastern stores and shit like that, all the fruit shops and whatever else.
Yeah.
And in those areas, the Middle Eastern, what do you call them? Not asylum seekers, but the people who come over here and they're
refugees,
whatever, like those people wouldn't go to Coles and Audi and shit, but they wanted to go to fucking Muhammad's fucking
local business,
right? And they used to go there, and a lot of those places have completely shut down now because the government was funding them a little bit, but they were just giving them just the fucking berries, bro. Like
And you know what's about that? That's what the Great Reset's about, and the whole thing. Their slogan: "You will own nothing and you will be happy." They're trying to make it where you don't own a car, your car's rented by the government, everything. You're living off benefits, and you have to rely on the government, and that's what a lot of the big conspiracy is.
All those fucking like the Woolworths, the biggest switch in power because everybody couldn't go to the small shops, they couldn't go to the small clothes owners, and everything started to become what's the big chains.
Business.
That everything's, and it's the biggest switch in power ever in history because there's never been a time where for over 20 months or no 20 months 20 I don't know how long the lockdown was in Australia specifically, but we're talking about other countries as well.
Too long.
They couldn't open their small businesses and so all the money for that amount of time has gone to only big chain, only big stuff, and all that. And so for that time, it's just gone all to them and not to the small guy. And so and there's been shutdowns, there's been whatever else, and it's the biggest switch in power ever in history because it's never happened before.
And that's fucked up.
It's scary. That is the scariest
fucking
thing. And if again, because the bigger chains, I think the bigger chains, we're talking about the owners of these big chains, right? And the owners of the companies that own them. They would fund news agencies. They would fund news. They'd fund the more the more uppy shit, you know what I mean? Like the corrupt stuff. So like that money is, so we're not talking about just like Woolworths making more money, because the owners of Woolworths are half politicians, half this, half that, whatever else. So that money hasn't only just funded to Woolworths, it's gone to these people who are power hungry fuckwits. And that's why I think that the lockdown was the government trying to
it's all part of a
getting
plan,
more control.
man.
It's all part of a plan. It's going on right now, and it's still going.
The health benefits and stuff from the lockdowns, I still somewhat believe in. Don't get me wrong, staying indoors and stuff like that, there's some shaky shit about it. But staying away from people, if you do not coughing in people's faces, yes, the spread stops. But that is the pinnacle of, and what they've used for that pinnacle, right? And that health thing, which is, it happened in 2020. We all shut down and shit happened. But now they've just stepped it up a little bit more, and they've done small business shutdowns. They've done all this other stuff, right? And they've blown up out of proportion, and it's changed the way of life, basically. It's scary as fuck.
Part of a plan, man. Keep your wits about you. Don't believe these governments, and don't turn off your fucking news, TV. That's the best thing you can do.
Bro. Please. Fuck, that was a good chat. Let me tell you, are we going to keep going? How long has this been?
I don't know. Yeah. It says that, okay. It says that
it's only been 2 hours now.
2 hours and 10, but we did lose about, what, 15 minutes?
20 minutes.
When we lost the camera.
Like that.
But it is also 8:30, and
Mobs
is missed his
day. So let me tell you this. Back on topic, right? About what I was saying before. I want to tell you this story. I've never told anybody this, but my old man who was there at the time.
Okay.
I was heavy on bad shit all the time, doing that shit all the time, just like smoking bud and getting on it.
Oh, wait, is this when we were kids and shit, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I ain't been to church. I ain't talked about religion and whatever else for a super long time. Yeah. Me and my dad were in a bad relationship. I left home because of what was going on between me and him.
You were Gonskis.
I come back from, I think it was Japan maybe, and I instantly just got back on it again because nothing had changed within the 5 months that I was gone, and everyone was doing the same sort of thing. So I come back and I'm instantly back on it, whatever else, but I'm getting fucked up all the time, getting fucked up every weekend, drinking on weekdays, smashing a bottle of red and shit. I'm just a fucking mess. I was still a mess in Japan. I was drinking all the time, but whatever. Come back. It was Easter Sunday, and my dad was in Sydney. He used to. My dad's a mad cunt, bro. He moved the family to Grafton.
Shout out Papa Mobs, bro.
He used to drive from Sydney, 9 hours to Grafton on a Friday, and leave Grafton on a Sunday to get to work on Friday before he found a job in Grafton. He'd done it for a year and a half.
Holy shit.
He's a rude, bro.
He's
respect.
He knows. I got the most respect for that cunt. Anyway, we haven't spoke. We might have had a text or two here. He's like, dude, you got to come to this church, right? He knows how much I like music and shit. You got to come to this church. No fire and brimstone. No bow down for your sins. None of this sort of stuff, right? All they do is just play music. All they do is just like have like happy music, whatever. So I was like, all right, cool, bro. Apparently, a couple of trippers go there too, like some weird like Christian shamans and shit. Right? This is in St. Mary's too, right? So I'm like, you know what? And I was semi-bent too from the Friday. Saturday didn't do much. Sunday he comes and picks me up, right? We haven't spoken in ages too. Like, and I get in the car, I'm like, yo man, what's good? He's just like average stuff. He's like, yeah,
you're Ben as fuck, eh?
At this point, I'm pretty like I was like, it was early in the morning and shit, bro. Half asleep, whatever else. So jumping in this church, right? By the way, I've been to fire and brimstone churches, and by fire and brimstone I mean like hardcore, like fucking by the book and shit, and that shit's weird. That shit's like, it's not. My mom hates it.
Culty.
Yeah, I hate that shit. But the church in Grafton especially, bro, it's different. People are just there to just hang out and talk, whether it's about God or not, and whether it's about your day to day. And the thing about true Christians is it's a part of your belief to not be an asshole.
Yeah.
And so like you go there and you feel welcomed and shit. It's awesome, bro. The Grafton church is freaking awesome. It's also small. It's like 80% old people and like a couple young dudes, right? Anyway, so I go to the St. Mary's church, right? And I haven't been to church in ages and ages, right? I sit down and they go, hey, everybody, happy Easter. Let's go. And they start playing this music, right? So, and I'm sitting there and I'm just like, okay, this is cool. And they're doing like proper Jesus stuff and like, thank you, Jesus, whatever else. Yeah. Bro, oh, dude, I'm getting tingles just thinking about this. Okay. I'm sitting down. All of a sudden, bro, I feel this heavy weight. Like I'm talking like I'm in my seat, right? And I'm going, bro, my eyes start watering up and stuff like that. I'm starting to get shivers and stuff like that. And I'm like, what the heck, bro? So I stand up, right? I'm trying to fight whatever was going on. I try and fight. I stand up, right? I get up and people are dancing, right? And I'm pretty much just standing still, right? And all of a sudden, bro, I broke down like hard. I just started bawling my eyes out. I was on the floor, bro, and I was crying uncontrollably. And I was on my hands and knees, and my dad's like rubbing my back and stuff, and just like, yeah, bro, you'll be, bro. I'm getting emotional talking about this shit. Bro.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy! I've never heard this before, man.
I've never told anyone this, lad. run my back and stuff, bro. And all of a sudden, like this old lady, should have been about 55, whatever else, comes over, bro, and she lies on the floor with me and hugs me and stuff like that, bro. It was bro. And all of a sudden, after I got all the tears and shit out, I got up, bro, and I was in the best mood ever. And it was like being on 2-3 grams of MDMA after the cry.
Yeah.
I got up, bro, and all of a sudden the euphoria, lad. Like I felt like I was just like, when you get on it hard and you feel like shit's coming out of you. I felt that, and I was completely sober.
Holy
it
fuck.
was the craziest experience I've ever had in my life, dude. Like I was blown away. But I went home that day and I literally just lied in bed all day, and I was like, what just happened?
What?
That was a big thing. Prior to that, I was not as much. I didn't do the studies. I didn't do the studies on Christianity and stuff like that. But I was been brought up a Christian. But after that experience, after 3 or 4 years of studying, I've done more studies, and I tried to I got into spirituality, not other religions, but reading about all the other stuff and whatever else, and I cultivated my own biased decision from that.
And do you want to know the craziest part about that? Is that your dad knew that was going to happen.
I think so.
Yeah, probably.
That's the
and we hadn't spoken in years.
And you know what's crazy that you say that too?
Man.
When I think it's just, it must be the positive energy or something, because one time, I don't like Hillsong Church at all. I think Hillsong's probably pretty corrupt and everything.
100%,
but anyway,
that's organized.
Yeah, no. But I went, when I was very young, I used to have my best mate who lived up the road, and they were very Christian. They went to church, and he took me one time to Hillsong, and the same thing happened. But this is like a big amphitheater.
Yeah.
And they were just singing and shit, and I started crying for some reason. I was like young.
There's something about being surrounded by people, right? Whether or not you're a hardcore Catholic or whatever it is, but it's something about being around people who are
so happy.
You don't need
good
to be
intentions.
It's not. Yeah, there's no. You know what it is as well, G? With human beings, right, we're very judgmental, and that is the thing you cannot be when you're right. Bro, I can go to church with whatever it depends on what church. If you're Catholic, you have to dress up and shit. That's what I don't like about that sort of stuff. But in Grafton, dude, people wear thongs. People rocking up, bro. They're all tanning. Like they don't.
They're
and there's
no.
It's not about. There's no social norms when you go to when you go to Grafton, right? It's literally. It's almost as if you're just a soulless thing floating around, and you're just in the presence of people.
Hell yeah. That's what nuts. It should be about,
that's
man.
Exactly. When after that, that's another, the whole bunch of things happen between, like, shit happened with me and Trent as well, Trent Gwynn, when I was smoking heavy. And because he's actually went from atheist and converted based on our experiences, right? Yeah. We had a whole bunch of stuff. Not that crazy, but just like random stuff like that. And that was another thing that sort of pushed me on the way. But that's the Grafton church when I went, because I didn't, after the music church, I was like, let's go to a music thing again. I want to like experience that kind of thing. Yeah. So I was worried about going to this church with just full of old people where they just talked about it. But bro, it is a different kind of vibe. In comparison to, I've been to Catholic churches and Catholic weddings and stuff before, and it's very fire and brimstone. By the book, you're sinning, you're bad, you need to change kind of thing. And that's like, it's judgmental. That there is judgmental. But when you go there, a guy, the pastor that was there at the time, I think his name was Nick or something like that. He made up this story, like it was like a story of like a girl, and it pointed towards, I don't know what the sin was. No, not the sin, but like the how to be as a person, right? Or how to be more closer to God or whatever it was, right? And he just made up this little story, talked for a little bit. There was 2 songs, and then it was done. He's like, oh, everyone, we're making a cup of tea out the back and grab yourself a cake. Went out the side, bro, and these old people were talking to me, young people. I didn't know any of them either, but they spoke to me like without any judgment. It wasn't, they weren't there to judge. They weren't there to be social. They were there to just hang out with people. Like it's so weird, lad.
Man. It's the intention behind it, man. When you're surrounded by good people trying to do good things,
it feels amazing.
That's probably why your dad wanted to go there in the first place.
Yeah, that's the merit that wanted.
He somehow found out, and he's gone, yep, this is home. Like that's fucking. I can't believe I've never heard that story before.
I didn't want to tell a lot of people. Like,
no, that's a great story.
Really? That's crazy.
That's a great story.
I'll tell you.
Holy shit!
It's a very, very, very nuts story, dude.
Fuck, man, that's nuts, dude. And we've missed it.
You can't see, but we're partying.
Merry Christmas, bro. These don't pop, lad. These are the worst.
Pretty sure I've won every single one. Yeah, I won again.
It's a little soccer ball.
I got a crown.
Hey, Chloe, before you go, can you take a picture of us? Thank you. Don't go anywhere, bitch.
I'm busting. So
right. Wait, not yet.
What the fuck is this?
We're gonna do our outro or what?
Yeah.
All right. Well, fuck, man. There's so many topics I wanted to cover too, but we've just gone down the rabbit hole like something chronic, eh?
That's good.
Damn. Yeah. All right, guys.
Said a lot of shit.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah. That was awesome though. That was good.
Fuck, you know.
That's a good chat.
I feel like you could come on almost every time. We just keep talking shit. It's never ending.
Bro, I said I
That's the point.
Do you want a job being a host, co-host?
Yeah, let's do it. No, but then I have to come out every week. Hard.
It was hard enough getting here tonight.
I was driving out here, bro, and I'm like, this is the longest. I was in the traffic and shit. I was sitting in traffic, bro, just going, fuck this, dude.
I'm pretty sure we waited for you for 3 hours.
Yeah, no, literally. The traffic was fucked, G. It wasn't about the M4, bro. It was fucking, it was,
M7?
Nah, the city,
road.
the city, getting out of the city.
Oh,
I have to go through Parramatta Road and shit, bro. It was
yeah.
fucking terrible, lad.
Well, damn, man. Well, that was our litmus fucking episode.
We didn't even talk about Christmas.
Yeah,
we
fuck
look
Christmas.
Christmassy. Fuck Christmas. Yeah, I don't believe in Christmas is a conspiracy. But I'm here. Hey, thank you for coming on again,
fucking
bro.
earth, bro. Pleasure.
That shit was hard.
Awesome. All right, well, thanks, guys. And
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas, man.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Fire sound.
Bitch.